curious young man, and curiosity could have repercussions. But lucky you, you get rewarded with a nice vanilla Coke. The smooth flavor of vanilla, the refreshment of Coke. So intriguing. I'm glad you like it. Jimmy, reward your curiosity with new vanilla Coke.
UPN 50 Nightside, Monday. Behind the mic with Ernie Harwell. The last year for the legendary voice of the Tigers. UPN 50 takes you inside the booth. Monday at 10, watch UPN 50 Nightside.
There she goes!
The Tigers got into the winning mode last night against the White Sox. They scored a pair of runs in the opening inning and made them stand up for a 2-1 victory. Then in the opening game of today's day-night doubleheader, newcomer Carlos Pena drove in 3 runs to lead the Tigers to another win, 5-3. And tonight on UPN 50, the Tigers go for a doubleheader sweep. It's another picture postcard night here at Comerica Park as the Tigers view the opportunity to get out of the cellar in the American League Central for the first time in 2 months and view the chance to grab their first doubleheader triumph in almost 9 years. Hi again, everybody, and welcome into UPN 50 along with Lance Parrish. I'm Frank Beckman. Ray Lane will be with us a little later on. With a win in this nightcap tonight and a loss by Kansas City to Anaheim, the Tigers get out of the basement. A small step, but a significant one.
Well, it's a big step, and you know, the Tigers realize that they're not a team that's going to go out and beat people up. If they play good fundamental baseball, they pitch well, they get some timely hits, they're going to win some games, and they've been doing that lately.
They've won 5 of their last 7, including the opener of the doubleheader today. They did it against the White Sox as Brian Moeller was perfect with location again for the 2nd straight start. Carlos Pena, the man acquired in the Jeff Weaver deal, knocked in 3 runs, 2 early, and then the game winner in the 8th inning. In the top of that frame, he also contributed defensively. We've heard what a good glove he had, and this afternoon we saw it. On the mound, out of the pen, Fernando Rodney got his first big league win in relief, and now the Tigers look for a sweep with lefty Mike Maroth on the mound against right-hander Rocky Biddle, with all the action coming up next right here on UPN 50.
Tiger Baseball on UPN 50, brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest out-the-door price or it's free. Bell Tire, nobody comes close, nobody's closer. By Comerica, we listen, we understand, we make it work. And by Little Caesars, home of pizza.
They seem like big portobello mushrooms.
They don't really have sharp teeth.
The eye is just kind of...
Stingrays. Somewhere between swimming with stingrays, parasailing, and the rock wall, it hits you. This is way more than a cruise. See for yourself at RoyalCaribbean.com. Get out there.
The Michigan Career Readiness Certificate tells a potential employer that you have the foundational skills to be successful in the workplace. To qualify for this certificate, go to one of the over 40 Work Keys service centers around the state that offers Work Keys assessments. The assessments measure your skill levels in 4 different Work Keys areas. For more information on how you can document your employability skills with a Michigan Career Readiness Certificate, go to michigan.gov/MDCD or call 866-MY-GOALS.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. All right.
Cold filtered MGD. Pure beer for a pure night out. For a deodorant antiperspirant that won't fail you, switch to Mitchum. Strongest ingredients, maximum protection.
It's summer in the Motor City. Time to grab life by the horns at the Dodge Motor City Summer Clearance, where you can grab just about any new Dodge you want, along with a cash allowance of up to $3,000. Or choose nothing instead with 0% financing or incredibly low lease rates. Plus, grab Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty. But this event is one of the few things that goes faster than a Motor City summer. So get it before it's gone.
Well, the White Sox and Tigers play the tail end of this day-night doubleheader, and here's the lineup Jerry Manuel will be using to try to gain a split. He's shaking it up a little bit. Benching Kenny Lofton for the nightcap. Durham, Graffinino, and Carlos Lee on top. Maglia Ordonez in the cleanup spot. Paul Konerko has turned into a triple crown threat, for heaven's sake, Lance.
Well, if there's a hotter hitter in the league, I'd like to know who it is. He's just a pure hitter. He's having a great year.
If there's a colder one than Frank Thomas, let us know, too. The first pitch to Durham is ripped foul down the third base side. Rounding out that lineup against Mike Maroth, you saw Aaron Rowand, Sandy Alomar, and Royce Clayton. Mike Maroth, who has lost 3 consecutive decisions, really roughed up last time out against Boston, drops a beautiful curve in on Durham, and it's strike 2 on the leadoff man. Maroth was supposed to go to the bullpen when he suddenly got the call to start in Boston because Jeff Weaver had been traded. And you don't know whether it was just the sudden call to start that game or the fact that he had never pitched in Fenway Park before, and that can be rather intimidating to anybody, but he didn't have a good outing. He missed his hideaway, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Durham.
Well, let's not forget he's a young pitcher, and even though he had a great start in Toledo this year, he's come up. He had a couple real good starts right out of the gate. He's starting to settle in. It's not as easy as he thought it was coming out of the gate. And,
2-hopper to short, and you saw Ramon Santiago fighting it appeared the sun a little bit there on the 2-hopper.
Well, the sun's getting a little low over here. Those shadows are hanging right by him.
Well, Santiago getting the start at short. He was a pinch runner in game 1 today. Sat out the game last night with a pretty heavy temperature of about 101 and symptoms of the flu. And a nice play there, and there's one away. Durham retired. Graffinino coming up. We'll set that Tigers defense for you in just a moment. In the dirt, ball 1. Here's that Tiger defense now. You already saw Santiago at shortstop. Damian Easley out at second base. Carlos Pena's over at first. Shane Halter at third. This is in the air, shallow right. Back goes Easley. In comes Fick, and Robert will make a basket-style running catch to retire Tony Graffinino for the second down. And that'll leave it up to Carlos Lee. And Robert had a pretty good game last night in the field. He had a lot of opportunities. He had chances in 7 of the first 8 innings last night. It's kind of rare for Maroth to give up fly balls. If he had been up here all season long and had his current pace going as he starts Carlos Lee with a strike, he would be 7th in the league in ground balls to fly ball ratio. He's an extreme ground ball pitcher. In fact, the only pitchers in the league who are above him, there are only 6, and they include the 2 leaders, Derek Lowe and Scott Erickson, who's been one of those ground ball pitchers for years. Base hit to right. Carlos Lee now 6 for 13 in this series for that single with 2 out here in the opening inning. Derek Lowe, Lance, if you can even imagine this. Mike Maroth, first of all, 1.68 ground balls per fly ball. That's 7th best in the league. 1.68. Derek Lowe's ratio is 3.74. Almost 4 ground balls per fly ball. No wonder he doesn't give up any home runs.
Well, if you watch the way he pitches, the bottom falls out about every pitch. It's hard to get the ball in the air off of him.
Brian Moeller had that sinker going in the opening game this afternoon. At one point, the White Sox asked that the ball be checked. Oh, of course, had that celebrated incident a couple of years ago at Tampa Bay. Chopper to third by Ordonez. Halter goes the short way to Easley, and they force Lee for the final out. So Maroth keeps the White Sox off the board in the opening inning. The Tigers come into bat, and there's no score at Comerica Park.
Your checking account can be irritating and costly, or it can be Comerica. Access checking from Comerica makes it simple to avoid costly checking account fees. Call or visit Comerica Bank today.
Imagine a resource that's there for you when your schedule has unexpected delays, when your patience is at an end, when deadlines are looming. A resource that saves you time, making life a little easier. That resource is Comerica, with internet and telephone banking, over 500 ATMs and more nearby branches, including many in neighborhood grocery stores. A banking resource you can count on. Because at Comerica, we listen, we understand, we make it work.
Newsflash, Greektown Casino has been voted the best casino by both the Detroit Free Press and the Detroit News in over 14 categories. But for one reason, our people. Greektown Casino has the best team to serve you. We're dedicated to giving you our best every single day. You want the best? There's one place to find it. Come to Greektown Casino.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, I'm still in the car. 10 minutes, an hour, I've got no idea. This is ridiculous.
Can't wait to get your new Jetta? And with the offers going on now, why would you?
Well, here's the lineup that Louis Pujols will use in the second game of this doubleheader. George Lombard lead it off again. Damian Easley, Bobby Higginson in left field. He sat out the opener. Simon the DH, Fick in right. And the hero of the afternoon contest, Carlos Pena, his second game-winning RBI in 4 games with the Tigers.
Well, he came up here with a lot of fanfare, and he's got a pretty swing. I hope that he can continue.
Halder, Santiago, Walbeck round out the Tigers lineup against Rocky Biddle, the 26-year-old right-hander, making his first start of this season. Rocky has been a starter for much of his career. Came out of Long Beach State in '97, 51st overall pick in the draft that year. Lombard bounces it to second base. Ray Durham will throw him out, and there's one away. Bring up Damian Easley. Rocky was named for Rocky Marciano because his dad thought when he was born he looked like a fighter. Now that's just his nickname. His dad was also kind enough to name him Lee Francis Biddle.
Ooh.
When you're going to name your son Francis, you'd better also give him the nickname Rocky so he can fight his way out of trouble, right?
Name your boy Sue, right?
Very similar. Damian Easley rips in a fastball. Biddle's got a good arm. He'll throw it in the mid-90s. Got a curveball and a changeup, but he has always had a little bit of trouble with his command. He'll walk quite a few. 13 walks this year in 25 relief innings. Ooh. That's been pretty close. A ball and a strike to Damian Easley. Biddle had shoulder surgery last September. Easley rips one. Oh, and a diving stop by Clayton, one of the best in the business. And his throw is dug out of the dirt by Canerto. What a fantastic play by Royce Clayton. He may struggle with the bat, but with the glove, he's as good as anybody.
He's very good out there, and I just have to wonder what's going through Damian Easley's mind. You know, he's had such a tough time this year. Just comes off the DL and hits a ball like that, and they make a great play on it.
Well, Clayton absolutely robbed him of a hit. So 2 out for Bobby Higginson, who sat out the opening game of this doubleheader. Bobby just back off the DL for this series. Sat out nearly a month with that hamstring pull. Takes on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Manager Louis Pujols didn't want to push Bobby and have him play all day long. This is pulled foul down into the top roll. Let's introduce our first Bell Tire home run partner for tonight's game. With the first 3 innings, it is Sandra Smith of Granville. Sandra, congratulations. You've got a $25 gift certificate from Bell Tire. the Tiger homers in the first 3 innings, you're going to win a $100 gift certificate. For a Grand Slam, you'll pick out a brand new set of tires valued at up to $500, and Bell Tire will give a like amount to Care House. So good luck to Sandra Smith of Granville. Full count on Bobby Higginson now with 2 out, nobody on in the first. Game scoreless. The Tigers, who have not swept a doubleheader since September of 1993 against Baltimore, have a chance to do it against the White Sox. Higginson's aboard, a 2-out walk. And that'll bring up Randall Simon. Still the toughest man to strike out in the American League, and one of the toughest to walk, quite frankly. You don't want to leave your seat when Randall's at the plate. Something's going to happen soon. He rips it to right, but it's foul. He doesn't disappoint you. He gets up there and just starts taking his rips.
Well, 99% of the time when he gets in that box, he's swinging at the first thing he sees. It's very rare to see him get up there and take a pitch, but right there he jumped on the first fastball and hit it good, but hit it foul.
Chase that changeup out of the zone, 0-2. Watch this. He was thinking swing all the way, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
What was that Ted Williams line we read? If you're fooled by a pitch, don't swing. He fouled that one. Ouch, that had to hurt. Sandy Alomar looked like he got it on the arm right there. The pitcher gets it in a lot of different places that we don't even imagine, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's tough. You just have to learn to... You have to be able to deal with pain when you're back there.
Right off the upper arm. Up and in. A ball and 2 strikes to Simon. But you do get hit in the oddest places, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
And there's no way to cover your whole body. Higginson at first, not a big threat to run. He doesn't have much of a lead. And Randall just reaches out and loops one into center field for a base hit. Bobby's going to make the turn and head to third. And he'll make it standing up. Randall Simon comes through with a single. And the Tigers have something going. A walk and a base hit after 2 are out. And here comes their all-star, Robert Figg.
You know what's nice about this swing is that he didn't try to do too much with it. It obviously wasn't a pitch that he could pull. It was out away from him, and he just kept his bat level through the zone and just flipped it out in center field.
Just made contact, right?
And that's really all you have to do. You know, a lot of guys will tell you don't have to swing hard. You just have to put a good swing, make a good pass through it, keep your bat level. A lot of times you'll just hit line drives, and that's what he did right there.
Robert Figg takes inside for ball 1. Well, Rocky Biddle, you look at his numbers. Opponents bat only .258 against him. But he has trouble with left-handed hitters. They're over 300. And with men in scoring position, it's over 350 against him. Just strike a fastball right down Woodward to Robert Figg, 1-1. Robert took a lot of kidding about being the cause of all the trouble at the All-Star game. He was the guy who scored the tying run, made it 7-7 the way it ended. In Milwaukee. Chased one that might have been inside. Ball and 2 strikes. But he made everybody proud, didn't he?
Sure did.
He was fooled right here, though. Thing just dropped off the table on him. Come on, Figg. Biddle will bluff to third and to first, and Randall Simon was not going anywhere.
You know, I have to admit, the second time that he got up, I was hoping against hope that he would hit the ball out of the ballpark. I would have loved to see him have just a great game, even though he did have a great game going 1 for 2. But
sure,
to hit a home run that might have won the game would have been awesome.
Up and in. I'm not sure we'll get a chance to finish this right now, but didn't you think the managers were really to blame for all of that? That they didn't pace themselves and keep a pitcher just in case?
You know, I think that ending in a tie was the furthest thing from their mind. Yeah. They did not prepare for it very well, and you know, I can sympathize with them.
Robert Fick strikes out on a breaking ball in the dirt, and the Tigers got a scoring opportunity go a-glimmering. 2 stranded in the opening inning, and we're scoreless at Comerica Park.
Tiger Baseball on UPN 50, brought to you by Park Motor Sales on Woodward, south of 7 Mile.
For the first time in Park Motor Sales history, we have been authorized to proceed with a zero-fee acquisition sale. You pay nothing, and car payments start at just $98. Good credit or bad credit. Apply 24 hours, 7 days a week on our automated approval line, 1-800-MY-NEW-CAR. And trade-ins are worth at least $2,500, but only till 9 p.m. Thursday. So get to Park Motor Sales on Woodward, north of 6 Mile, or call 1-800-MY-NEW-CAR.
Lincoln Mercury. Woodward Avenue, north of 6 Mile. Park Lincoln Mercury.
The UAW and Daimler Chrysler are working smarter together. If we didn't, all our uniquely designed cars, trucks, and minivans would just be really nice parts.
Hey, Mr. Spike.
Hi, I'm Keith Hernandez.
And I'm Walt Clyde Frazier.
What a marvelous night for the action.
Let's go to the play-by-play.
Oh, there's Mr. Graybeard approaching Miss Hottie. Oh, no.
Rejected.
Clyde, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, no play for Mr. Gray. Get that man our Just for Men Fresh In Color Gel.
It's specially formulated to penetrate coarse facial hair and gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
Gets rid of strikeouts, too. Just for Men Gel. The Rejuvenator.
You're watching UPN 50, the home of Tiger Baseball.
We were talking about the All-Star game a few moments ago. How about that catch Torrey Hunter made to rob Barry Bonds of a home run? Well, Torrey Hunter and the Minnesota Twins are going to be here at Comerica Park July 19th. That's a Friday through Sunday the 21st. You can visit www.DetroitTigers.com or call 248-25-TIGER for tickets. Tiger Baseball. There's no such thing as too much fun. Mike Moran facing Paul Konerko, who has had all sorts of fun this year. 3rd in the league with that .332 average. 3rd with 22 homers. Tied with A-Rod for the league lead with 74 RBIs. And he's behind 0-2 on Mike Moran. And he has developed into a real leader of this White Sox team. Recently, when Frank Thomas was griping about being benched 2 consecutive days during his slump, and then not sitting in the dugout to watch his teammates, it was Konerko who stood up and said Thomas ought to be there to root on Tony Graffinino or whoever's taking his place. That's bounced foul at the 3rd base side.
I'll tell you what, Paul deserves that leadership role in the ball club. He has developed into quite a player. He's developed into a guy that hopefully his teammates can look up to, and from what I heard, he's got great character. So if anybody should be able to do it, and it's nice to see somebody step forward and put somebody like Frank in his place when he has to be put into his place.
Just a bit outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Well, last year Frank Thomas heard about it from David Wells, who questioned whether Thomas was really hurt, and it turns out Thomas was. He had that torn triceps muscle that knocked him out after 20 games for the rest of the year. The 1-2 to Konerko. Got him on a low. Oh, he just got a piece of it, didn't he? Fouled it off. I thought he struck him out with that pitch. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Another look. Konerko just got a piece. From up here, you couldn't see that ball bounce in and hit his leg.
Well, you know, we were talking about team leaders, and I think it's a sign of a great ball club when you can police yourselves.
Backhanded by Santiago. He's got plenty of time to nail Konerko at first base. There's one away. And really, a team has to do that. A big hurt coming up. Last 7 games, Frank Thomas has gone 1 for 28 with 12 strikeouts.
Well, you can't always depend on the coaching staff or the manager to always keep order in the clubhouse. The guys know what's going on, and they know what it takes to win.
Thomas chases that first pitch, lifts a towering fly ball out to Lombard in center field, and there are 2 gone. Well, Frank Thomas this spring, you ask the people around the White Sox, and they say, you know what? He only played 20 games last year, and this spring, He didn't play that much in getting himself ready for the season. He didn't take hardly any road trips with the ball club. And they just don't think he was ready for the season to begin. And you look at his numbers. He had his worst numbers ever heading into the All-Star break. He's hitting .233 coming into this ball game. And he's batting 6th now in the lineup for the first time since his first full year in the big leagues, 1991. There's a strike to Aaron Rowan.
Well, number one, it's not that easy to come back from an injury that keeps you out almost the whole season. And number two, the only way to get back into your shape that you're used to being in, your form that you're used to being in, is to work extremely hard at it. And to miss a lot of games in spring training or do whatever he was doing is really to no benefit. And obviously it's showing in the way he's been playing this year. I mean, his numbers aren't terrible, but they're not Frank Thomas type numbers.
Just missed the outside corner. Mike Maroth was close with that pitch. 1-2 on Rowan. No, exactly. You don't expect to see Frank Thomas hitting .230. Now the power numbers are still up somewhat. 55 RBIs. Struck him out swinging. Maroth enjoys a 1-2-3 second inning. Well, he was bombed by the Red Sox. He's had the White Sox numbers so far. Whoa, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. They're saying it was not strike 3 now. The Tigers were all headed in. And a home plate umpire, Darren Spagnardi, said nope. And now Louis Pujols is coming out of the dugout.
I thought he swung at that.
Are they ruling he was hit by the pitch? Or was there catcher interference? There had to be catcher's interference here. Let's watch the replay and see. Well, there's the swing for an apparent strikeout. And you saw the strike 3 call.
Maybe it bounced in the dirt.
Well, but even if it did, why is he at first base?
Well, if it bounced in the dirt on the 3rd strike, he could run to first base. You have to tag him.
I've got you.
But I honestly don't know what happened there.
The home plate umpire indicated strike 3, and he's at first, and Alomar's at the plate. So we'll get the explanation at some point, I suppose. They appealed to first on Alomar's check swing, and he did hold up, says Greg Gibson.
Now, it didn't look like he hit the catcher's glove, and he swung at the ball.
No, so it was not interference, was it?
No.
They're calling it a strikeout wild pitch. Ooh, that just missed. 2 balls and a strike. Although Maroth's got to be wondering, what do you mean wild pitch?
He caught the ball, but it did skip into his glove.
But he caught it. Well, if you don't catch it cleanly.
On the 3rd strike with nobody on base, well, even if there's somebody on base with 2 outs, you have to catch the ball. If you catch it in the dirt, you still have to tag him or throw the ball to first base. Because there was 2 outs there, the ball hit in the dirt on the 3rd strike. He caught the ball, but I think he started towards the dugout, and Rowan just ran to first base, so he was set.
That's, I think, exactly what happened. Here's the replay.
Then he flipped it out there.
The ball out there.
Now he went to first base. That's exactly what had to have happened.
Yep. 2-2 the count on Alomar. That's foul. Oh no, he swung and missed.
There you go again.
Well, this has been an adventuresome half inning, hasn't it? Finally, Alomar is retired. 2-3 on the strikeout, and this time we're sure the inning is over. A man stranded. Tigers bat in the 2nd. Still no score against the White Sox.
Hey, Ray, look at this. Wall-to-wall entertainment.
You want entertainment, Carl? I'll give you entertainment. Look, Carl, I'm a maniac! Maniac! Let's see their entertainment do this!
It's easier than ever to rent and return movies at Blockbuster, because now you can keep movies for even longer, a full week. Choose from hundreds of hot titles and stock up on entertainment by the weekload. Keep your movies for a full week this summer at Blockbuster.
We did all the work. Now you get to have all the fun. Introducing the Aquatrax from Honda, the Aquatrax F12 and the turbocharged F12X. Their advanced 4-stroke technology means high performance and low pollution. And that's just what you expect from Honda. Pure performance. Available at Anderson Sales and Service and Metro Power Sports. Or check Honda.com for other select dealers.
UPN 50 Nightside, Monday. Behind the Mic with Ernie Harwell. The last year for the legendary voice of the Tigers. UPN 50 takes you inside the booth. Monday at 10, watch UPN 50 Nightside.
Jack wants in to an exclusive private school.
Let's do something to get the headmaster's attention. Send him over some high-priced Cubans.
Great. I'll have the Ricardo sisters there in an hour.
Monday at 11:30 on UPN 50.
And just a reminder, fans, the first 10,000 adults to the Tigers game of the White Sox tomorrow are going to receive a free Tigers visor, compliments of Budweiser. Tickets for all Tiger home games start at just $5. Call 248-25-TIGER for your tickets. Well, that was a rather entertaining end to that White Sox half of the second. First, Aaron Rowan seemingly struck out. Matt Wahlbeck flipped the ball out there. Mike Morant said, whoa, he's running to first. How come? And he was safe at first because the pitch was in the dirt. And then we thought Alomar had fouled that ball, but the pitch simply eluded Matt Wahlbeck. And finally, he had to throw out his counterpart, Sandy Alomar, to complete the strikeout. So 2 strikeouts in a 4-out inning.
Crazy end of the inning there.
Now, Carlos Pena, the hero of Game 1, with 3 runs batted in. Game-winning hit in the 8th. 2-run single earlier. Catch falling into the seats down the first base side. And he rips this one just foul down the right field line. Man, did he get good wood on that. Here's Game 1 for Carlos Pena. Early in the contest against Mark Burley, one of the best left-handers in the game, a 2-run single to right. And this was after they had walked Shane Halder to load the bases. And in the 8th, with the game tied, a seeing-eye single to the right side to put the Tigers on top. And what about that catch falling into the seats on the first base side in the 8th inning as well? He wound up with a big bruise on his left arm because he fell on a seat when he fell in there, Lance. Went over that railing. He said the railing just came up on him a little more quickly than he had expected it to.
Well, that's total concentration right there. I don't think he ever looked at the fence. He just caught the ball and flipped right over it. Lucky he didn't get hurt worse than that.
Yeah, he's just got that stripe down his arm from where the left arm hit the top of the seat.
It's lucky he hit where there were no seats.
Oh, yeah.
If he went face first into those seats, he would have been.
He could have really been hurt. Well, a run did score on that. There was one reporter who was asking afterwards, should he have let the ball drop? And the consensus was, heck no. Ooh, good curveball right there, and Biddle throws it. So Pena strikes out looking. One away here in the second inning. Biddle with his second consecutive strikeout. What's this hammer? That's a good one.
That is a hammer.
Man. Well, if you're not expecting that, you don't have a chance.
You know, sometimes you could be looking for that and just be mesmerized by it, the way that it just falls off the table. That was a great curveball.
It'll be interesting to see how long Biddle is effective in this game. He has not pitched more than 3 innings in a contest all year. And he's only worked 25 1/3 innings in his 23 appearances. Strike 2. Boy, he's just throwing strikes so far.
Well, I'm sure he'll be on a pitch count, and Jerry will be watching him closely. He's probably hoping that he can take him as far as he can, and then he's going to have to go to the bullpen. But I'm sure that he won't be out there for very long.
A ball and 2 strikes on Shane Halter. Shane played shortstop in the opener. He's at third base here in the nightcap. And there's that curveball again, and another strikeout for Rocky Biddle. 3 in a row. He got picked to end the first inning. Pena and Halter to start the second. And that's just some pitch right there. That's a pretty tight spin, isn't it?
That's a pretty nice pitch. That's seems to be Shane's downfall here lately. A lot of times in the last few games I've seen him chase that pitch, and he can't hit it. He might as well just let it go.
Ramon Santiago, who's overcome the flu, scored a run as a pinch runner in the opening game this afternoon. Takes inside. That'll even the count at a ball and a strike. Santiago with a 6-game hitting streak right now, batting .368 during this stretch. That's outside from Biddle. That fastball was tailing away, wasn't it?
You know, it's amazing, even from this angle, watching the monitor, as to how much these guys can make a fastball move.
It's pulled to first, gobbled up in the hop by Canerco, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. The Tigers go quietly. We move to the third. Tigers and White Sox. No score at Comerica Park.
The human spine consists of 33 vertebrae. Through it, nerves run to the brain, sending messages to all parts of the body. If you think about it, which you don't, SBC works pretty much the same way. The only difference is our backbone, our networks reach across a good part of the country, sending vital signals not to hands or feet or eyes, but to communities, companies, families. These days, it's not real fashionable to tell the world how big you are. But the nearly 190,000 people at SBC are here to say they're proud of what they've built and how they've built it. Some might say that takes a bit of backbone, too. A big company, a big responsibility. Infinite Service, SBC.
Ford Explorer has been on top of the world for 11 years running. You don't get there by luck. You do it by constant innovation. Like the unbeatable combination of an expansive cargo area with the easiest folding third-row seat, a first in its class. It's just one more idea that takes us to a place no other SUV comes close to. Namely, first place. Ford Explorer, no boundaries.
Tigers baseball on UPN 50. Brought to you by SBC Ameritech. We're on it. You're watching UPN 50, the home of Tiger baseball.
We want you to stay with us in the fifth inning today. We're going to start what we believe to be the biggest sweepstakes in Tigers broadcasting history. Big prizes for Tiger grand slams, triple plays, double plays, stolen bases, and a whole lot more. Now, if you'd like to participate at some point this year on UPN 50, go to your nearest KFC and fill out an entry card. And if you already have entered, well, good luck, and stay tuned during the fifth inning. We'll see if you're a winner in our big fifth inning sweepstakes. Royce Clayton leading it off, the number 9 hitter for Jerry Manuel against Mike Maroth. A ball and a strike. Clayton made that sensational play against Damian Easley in the opening inning. You look back on that, it saved a run already. Mike Maroth won his first major league game this year against Kurt Schilling in Arizona. In the air to center, back a few steps Lombard, and he pulls it in for the out. George Lombard, a fine athlete. We told you about his old football abilities when he was recruited as one of the top running backs in the country at Georgia. Passed that up to sign with the Braves as a second-round pick. Then in the Atlanta system, he played mostly in the corner outfield spots because they happen to have a fellow named Andrew Jones in center field that they figured was going to be there for a while.
Yeah, nobody's going to replace Andrew.
Top of the order, here's Ray Durham, and he takes strike one.
But George has got the athletic ability and the speed. It's nice to see him get an opportunity to be out there and see what he can do. He seems to be handling it well.
The key for the Tigers has not so much been his offense, or his defense, I should say, as his offense. Now, he's done the job for the most part defensively with a hiccup here or there. But he has filled the spot in that leadoff role offensively, and that's where he has really been a boost. The Tigers, with Lombard batting in the leadoff spot, Lance, are 5-1. And those kind of numbers are meaningful to a manager. Good off-speed pitch that fooled Durham. And just like that, Maroth has his third strikeout. 2 gone in the third. Another look at this. Well, both these pitchers have got the ball dancing up there to the plate.
They say Mike's got himself a pretty good curveball.
Tony Graffinino bats next. With 2 out, nobody on in the opening inning. And there's strike one on the outside corner.
You know, I really don't think it can ever be overstated when you talk about location and pitching. It really doesn't matter how good a stuff you have or how hard you throw the ball, but if you don't throw it and hit your spots, you're going to get beat all over the ballpark.
He just asked Brian Moeller from the opener. He's not overpowering. He's not even up to the upper 80s or low 90s as he used to be before the shoulder surgery. Boy, is he hitting his spots, Lance. And though he didn't get a decision in the opener, allowed 1 run and 4 hits in 6 2/3 innings. He did that against the White Sox, and he's pitching pretty well. They're 2nd in the American League in runs scored, 3rd in homers. And they'll make you pay for mistakes.
Well, when you talk about guys that really don't throw the ball hard, but have had a tremendous amount of success in this game, you automatically think of Greg Maddux or Tom Glavine, guys like that.
Jamie Moyer.
And the key to their success is just location, location, location. They take their time in their delivery, they concentrate on where they're throwing the ball, and they hit their spots, and they know they have to do that to be successful.
Maroth, you saw in those last 2 pitches, seemed to be rushing at the last moment. And as a result, he's got a full count. Graffinino pulls it sharply to 3rd. Nice pickup by Halder. And he fires over to Pena for the final out. 1, 2, 3 go the White Sox in inning number 3. The Tigers come into bat, and this game is still scoreless.
Tiger Baseball on UPN 50, brought to you by the Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters.
The Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights built the Detroit skyline. It's a symbol of rebirth and renewal, but their contribution to our community goes well beyond just building.
The Carpenters sponsor our annual Christmas program and band. They also rebuilt our dance floor.
We enrich communities where we live and work with our skills and our hearts. So join the 22,000 plus members of the Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights. Call 1-888-HAMMER-9.
Don't buy your RV until you visit A&S RV Center, one of the largest RV dealers in Michigan. Family owned and operated for over 40 years, A&S RV carries top-selling brands manufactured by Keystone, Allegro, Fleetwood, and Lance. They also have a good selection of previously owned RVs, and their award-winning service department is second to none. Browse their extensive selection of parts and accessories. They even have RV rentals. A&S RV Center, located 2 miles north of the Pontiac Silverdome, or visit them on the web at asrvcenter.com.
Well, here's our 3rd inning game summary on UPN 50. This one is still scoreless. Rocky Biddle making his first start of this season. Randall Simon has got the Tigers' only hit so far. He's had 3 hits today, and Mike Maroth has matched Biddle almost pitch for pitch. Maroth got a couple of strikeouts in the 2nd inning, and yet the inning was extended on one of them. Right there, Aaron Rowan swung and missed, but that pitch had been in the dirt, and so Rowan got the first when Walbeck flipped the ball to the mound, and then Walbeck missed the 3rd strike to Alomar and had to throw him out at first. And we had a rather adventuresome end to that inning. The Tigers come up to hit in the 3rd, and it's Matt Walbeck to lead it off against Rocky Biddle. He takes outside for ball 1. Walbeck only made 4 starts for the Tigers in the month of June. He went 1 for 14 for the month. But the true professional that Matt is, you'll never hear him complain.
Well, I guarantee you, he's happy to be here, and he wants to do whatever he can to contribute. And if it means just sitting around and waiting for an opportunity to play, that's what he'll do.
You talk about happy. You want to see how happy he is. I wish all of you could have the opportunity to ride on the Tigers charter and listen to Matt and Jeff Farnsworth play their guitars and sing. Now that's happy. Swing and a miss at a high hard one.
No comment.
Well, not everybody else is always happy when they sing, but they're happy.
You know, I don't mean to ever be critical of any Tiger players, but I would have to think that play where he caught the ball and flipped it out to the mound would have to be an error. I don't know how you can give a pitcher a wild pitch.
That's a puzzle, isn't it? Or a pass ball, one of the two. Pulled fair inside the bag at first. Walbeck's going to dig for 2. Ordonez came up with it quickly, and he guns it down at second base. What a play by Maglio Ordonez in right field. Boy, you'd think that's an automatic double, but Ordonez took it away from him. Tremendous play.
Well, you won't see somebody play a ball this good. I mean, he just goes down there and picks it right off the fence and turn around and throw a strike right to second base.
Now, right there, you saw, look where Ordonez is,
I
Lance.
know.
He's got a long run for this ball.
Look at that throw.
This is chopped foul now up the first base side by Lombard as you get another look at Walbeck being tossed out at second. Now, Matt does not have great speed, but nevertheless, that's a great play by Ordonez to get him.
Well, I guess when you think of Maglio Ordonez, you just think of him as a great hitter, but there he shows you he's pretty good with the glove as well.
Fouled at the plate, 2 strikes on George Lombard. Lombard's hit in 8 of his last 9 games against the White Sox. Well, he's enjoyed their company, batting .500 against Chicago.
You know, it really would be so important to the Tigers to, if they could develop him into a leadoff guy. If he really turns into the guy that they're hoping he will, based on them having him up in the leadoff spot, you need a good leadoff guy to be a good catalyst for your offense.
And no reason he shouldn't be.
But we've seen how important it is to a lot of the teams that have enjoyed so much success with guys like Ricky Henderson at the top of the lineup, Kenny Lofton. I mean, those are the couple of the great ones, but when you have somebody that's up there that can get on base consistently, it just makes things happen.
If you can find somebody who can get on base with a 360 or 370 average, somewhere in there, you're thrilled these days, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Easily lays off that curveball. 2 outs, nobody on here in the 3rd. Thanks to Maglio Ordonez's sensational play in right. Way outside. 3 balls, no strikes on Damian Easley. Boy, that's 2 defensive gems that the White Sox have pulled off here. The one by Clayton in the opening inning against Damian. And now the one by Ordonez against Walbeck in the 3rd. And he walked him. So Biddle has walked 2. And it'll bring up Bobby Higginson, who had the first free ticket back in the opening inning.
I was probably more surprised to see him walk Bobby Higginson in the 1st inning. Getting 2 quick outs and then facing Bobby, who has not been in the lineup for quite some time. You thought he'd come right after him just to see Bobby had his timing back and how he was swinging the bat.
Bobby swings and looks one deep into right center field. And there she goes, a 2-run homer by Higginson to give the Tigers the lead. Well, that's why he walked him the first time, I suppose.
He knew something I did.
Number 6 for Bobby, with Easley aboard. And it's a 2-out homer to put Detroit on top. And we've got a winner in our Bell Tire Home Run Partner Contest. It's Sandra Smith of Granville, who gets a $100 gift certificate from Bell Tire for that swing by Bobby. Randall Simon hits one deep to right, and this one's going foul. Boy, I'll tell you something. In the opening game, just preceding his 2-run single, Carlos Pena hit one to right that looked for a moment like it was going to be a grand slam. Chopped up the first base side. Biddle fields it and goes sidearm to first and gets Simon. Nice play for the final out. But the Tigers get the lead on the 2-run homer by Bobby Higginson. We'll see if Ray Lane can build on it when he joins us in a moment here on UPN 50.
An IRA can be complicated and time-consuming, or it can be Comerica. They make it simple to choose the IRA option that's right for you. Rollovers or a snap, too. Call or visit Comerica Bank today.
Imagine a trusted investment consultant who helps you understand the market, who invests not just your money, but their time to explain, inform, and most of all, to listen. That consultant is Comerica Securities. With a full array of investment options, discount and online trading, and comprehensive financial planning. All the tools you need to build your dream and the vision to see it as clearly as you do. Because at Comerica Securities, we listen, we understand, we make it work.
Something so big is happening, Tire Man's going to talk about it.
Bell Tire.
But it's our 80th anniversary sale. Don't you have more to say?
Bell Tire.
We're the only place with out-the-door pricing. All the extras are free. Isn't that worth talking about?
Bell Tire.
Right now, our tire manufacturers are giving us the lowest prices of the year, so now customers get the lowest prices of the year. What do you say to that?
Bell Tire.
Don't miss our 80th anniversary sale. Can you say anything else?
Bell Tire.
Cute.
Excuse me, which way's 4th Street?
2 blocks that way.
You're closer to a Volkswagen than you think. In fact, really, really close.
You're watching UPN 50, the home of Tiger baseball.
Well, the Razors here. Ray Lane joins us, the Michigan Sports Hall of Famer. We got a couple runs to work with.
Certainly did. Higginson coming off the DL not too long ago. Looks like he's starting to get back that stride, I'd say. A little bit. Nice going, Frank.
Good start for you.
2-0 Tigers. Let's see what happens at the top of the 4th. The guy that loves the fastball up. Carlos Lee stepping in. Singled his first time up. We're in the top of the 4th. Tigers 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. White Sox no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. And Marat looking pretty good. It's easy to forget when we talk about his record of 1-3 since joining the Tigers. Keep in mind that he made 11 starts down in Toledo and was 8-1 when he got called up. Although that's a different story, of course, at the level of AAA and jumping into the major leagues.
But if you're there, you might as well do well. And he did. And he came up here his first two outings and pitched extremely well and got humbled a little bit the next couple. But he's pitching well tonight.
But all of a sudden, couldn't find the strike zone on the 3-1 pitch down on the way to Lee, and he walks it. His first walk that he's given up in this game. And only the 11th he's being called up. Chance for us to remind you our Bell Tire home run partner, Anthony Rano of Southgate. And he'll receive a $25 gift certificate. If the Tigers hit a homer, we'll make it $100. And if the Tigers happen to hit a grand slam coming up, he can pick out a set of tires valued up to $500. Ordonez, the next hitter. By the way, Bell Tire will be giving a like amount to Care House, so good luck to Anthony. Time called, easily coming in.
Well, Ray, we had a chance to see Maglio Ordonez out in right field. We talked about what a great hitter he is, and he's certainly proven himself offensively, but I'm not too sure a lot of people have paid much attention to him in the outfield. He sure made a great play.
Made a great play. Yeah, I'll tell you, besides the arm, he showed some quickness getting over there.
Well, we saw the ball go by first base and looked like he was standing out by the Fox sign out there, and all of a sudden, bingo, he was right on top of it.
Chopper in the hole, base hit. So Lee advances to second. Ordonez checks in with the single, a second hit off of Marat. Runners aboard for Konerko.
Well, this is the wrong time to start the inning off with a walk. You got Carlos Lee walking, Maglio Ordonez coming up with a base hit. Now you got to face Konerko. Hopefully Thomas is still struggling, which he has been. We haven't really seen the real Frank Thomas here for this whole series.
Change the signs a little bit and go over a little bit. Ball back calling. Well, you want to talk about a little bit about this guy?
Well, this guy has just proven himself to be a very good hitter. He likes the ball middle in. His power is mostly from center field on over to the left field line. He can hit the ball to right field, but if you make a mistake on him, he's going to make you pay, and he's been doing it all year.
Cardoco on the first game played today at 1 o'clock, went 2 for 4. Did not have an RBI, a couple of hits, scored a run. The Tigers won that game 5-3. Looks at a strike around the knees. They used to say a little bit once in a while off-speed pitches would get this guy, but I'm not too sure anymore.
Well, you can still get him with a good off-speed pitch, but like we talked about earlier, location is everything with him. And if you make a mistake, if you hang it up in the zone, he's going to capitalize on it. He's hit a lot of hanging breaking balls out of the ballpark.
1 strike to him. Maroth deals, comes inside for a ball, 1-1.
It's interesting. You talk to a lot of the pitching coaches and ask them what is the most effective pitch, and I'll guarantee you 9 out of 10 of them, if not 10 out of 10 of them, will say a fastball, because if you spot your fastball, that is the most effective pitch. You always seem to be able to make more mistakes, and more breaking pitch, off-speed pitches get hit for home runs and doubles and triples.
And you know what, Lance? All you need for proof is what happened in the All-Star game when Kurt Schilling told Alex Rodriguez, I'm going to throw you nothing but
Exactly.
fastballs, and he struck him out.
Exactly.
One of the best hitters in the game.
Steve McCanney talking, the Tigers pitching coach, talking a little bit about, he says some of these young pitchers will start to try to use some of their second and third pitches there, Steve. And he says when they got a good, lively fastball, go in there and get a strike on them right away, put them behind.
Well, I guess the best example I could use is you go back a few years and look at Mark Fidrich when he was up here and had his great year. He threw mostly fastballs, sinking fastballs, kept the ball down in the zone, and he was very, very successful with that.
1-2 pitch, due up. Comes way inside, 2-2. So Maroth in a little bit of trouble here with runners at first and second. So I'll lead on at second base. Ordonez at first base. At a count of 2-2 to Konerko. You take a look at their third, fourth, and fifth hitters, let alone their sixth hitter in this lineup. Lee with 41 RBIs. Raggio with 67. Konerko with 74. Still 2-2. And the guy to follow, Thomas, even though you say he's in a funk, with 55 RBIs.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful lineup. But I guess coming into this season, when they talked about the White Sox making a chase for a title race, figuring probably it was Cleveland and not Minnesota to chase, it was up to their pitching maybe. 2-2 delivery. High and away with it. And that was a little bit of an off-speed.
Well, he just threw that one too far out of the zone, but that right there is a hanging off-speed pitch. You get that anywhere near the strike zone, and
well, there are your 3 RBI men right there, and they combine to be the most prolific trio in big league baseball right now.
Isn't that something?
196 RBIs between the 3 of them.
And the number 3 hitter, Lee, with 41 RBIs.
Well, make no mistake, when these guys are all hitting the way they're capable of, they are a force offensively.
Swing and a miss, got him.
And not only Lee with 41, Ray, but how about Ray Durham, the leadoff man? He's got 43. Big strikeout here, huh?
Boy, and how.
Well, we talk about location, and there's a changeup, a good changeup, right down over the outside part of the plate, down in the zone, and that's just a pitch that you can't get to.
Maroth chalks up his 4th strikeout. And here's Frank Thomas, the guy you were talking about earlier, flied out to center field his first time up. And a lot of people, so-called baseball experts, said he was going to have a big, big year for the White Sox to go anyplace. Well, he's got some teammates that are doing a pretty good job. Serving as the DH in this ball game. Looks at a strike. Thomas played this afternoon in the first game of this split doubleheader and was 0 for 4. Turns Ivan over, runs it back to the outside corner for a called strike, 1-2. Again, is that the change right there?
The first 2 pitches have been out. That was a changeup right there, and you can tell by the way his approach is. He's really jumping at the ball. A lot of times you'll see him when he's swinging the bat well, he kind of eases into the ball. Right now he's just jumping at it. He's really being fooled by off-speed pitches.
Got it up and in, pops it foul off at third base, in play, and Shane Halter will take care of that one. Big guy is out of there.
1 for 30 now.
And sometimes you can't question your manager when he says, listen, take a rest.
Frank didn't look too happy with that either. Just see him throw his bat down.
Yep. Number 7 hitter in the lineup to face Maroth. And this is the center fielder. Jerry Manuel. Got to do a little bit of psychology work with his big hurt. Called strike.
Well, you know what I liked about that sequence with Frank is they threw him a breaking ball, and he jumped at it and let it go. They threw him a change-up. He jumped at it and let it go for strike 2. And then they ran a fastball up and in on him, and he, you know, he's just confused. His timing is off right now. They got in him, jammed him, and he popped it up to third base.
Now, can you imagine how frustrated this guy is? This is a guy who was MVP in back-to-back years, who once drew comparisons to Ted Williams and Babe Ruth, and he's hitting .230. And he's just up there going, I know I'm better than this.
Well, it can be a humbling game at times.
Lifted into center field. Lombard is over there and makes the play. Threat goes down the tubes for the White Sox at the top of the 4th inning. Some good pressure pitching by Maroth. Good defense by the Tigers. And after 3.5, still the Tigers 2. White Sox nothing.
Tigers baseball on UPN 50. Brought to you by KFC. There's fast food, then there's KFC.
Would you like any fries with that?
Allow me. Do you have mashed potatoes?
No.
Coleslaw?
Just fries.
Well, let's go to KFC.
Only KFC has the Colonel's original recipe chicken. Right now, get 10 pieces and 4 biscuits for just $9.99.
You're sitting on my biscuits, Clyde. There's fast food, and then there's KFC.
Many good-paying jobs are still available in Michigan. There are simply not enough workers to fill the demand in many areas. If you're in school or considering a career change, check out the Michigan Talent Freeway website at talentfreeway.org. You'll find career assessment tools, where to get skill upgrades when necessary, and access to Michigan's top job matching source. Career development works. Log on to the Talent Freeway today.
For a deodorant antiperspirant that won't fail you, switch to Mitchum. Strongest ingredients, maximum protection.
Do you have any idea what's in those mystery meat nuggets? Not a clue. No one does. Try these, Bear. KFC popcorn chicken. All white breast meat, crunchy, juicy.
KFC popcorn chicken is back. Try an individual size for only $1.99 or a family size for only $6.99.
There's fast food, and then there's KFC.
Back at Comerica Park, and the bottom of the 4th inning gives us a chance right now to remind you that the next game coming up for you on UPN 50 will be Monday night, 7 o'clock. And the Red Sox coming to town. Boston lost this afternoon to Toronto 4-1, so they fade back to 2.5 games behind the New York Yankees. But we'll be looking for you Monday night, 7 o'clock. Red Sox in town. It'll be a very interesting series. Depending on what the Tigers do in this game, the second game of the split doubleheader, and tomorrow. I'm trying to get a little momentum as both Sox come in. Fick chops it foul.
Rather odd, isn't it? You got this series, which turned into a 5-game series with a 1 makeup game, and then Boston for 2.
Abbreviated, huh? Yeah. Breaking pitch hits the outside part of the plate. Vic struck out his first time up. That closed out the Tigers' first inning. Difference in this ball game, a 2-run homer by Bobby Higginson came in the bottom of the 3rd. His 6th of the year. For a 2-0 lead. That's all. Line shot. Right at somebody. It'll make up for it someplace along the line. As Durham doesn't have a problem.
Well, all you can do is hit it hard, right?
Yeah.
Hope for the best.
You know, looking at the second half of the season coming up after the All-Star break, and you look at the standings in both leagues. take a look out west, the American League West, and all of a sudden you're finding Anaheim in their last 10 games have won 8 and lost 2. And not that far behind Seattle now. Only 3 games back. It's very quietly being done.
They are really having a fine season out there. You know, Mike Scioscia has done a great job with that team. They started out slow and everybody was questioning, you know, if they had what it took, and they were starting to get down on some of the players, and all of a sudden they just turned it on.
Here's Pena, goes the opposite way, may drop in for extra bases. All the way to the wall. He's going to second. He's going to try for 3. The relay will be in time. Look out. He makes it in there. A 3-base hit. I tell you what, if that relay by Clayton had been into the third baseman a little bit lower, that play would have been a little bit closer. But we had heard that, Frank, about Pena having some good speed and some good legs. He turns it on. Now he decides he's going for 3.
Right about there, he decides he can.
I think Juan Samuel waved him around. You saw him taking a peek over at Juan. Well, he's had as many as 11 steals in a season in the minors, so he's got some speed and took a little risk there, and now the White Sox will have to play the infield in.
And as you see, his first 3-bagger of the season. White Sox bring it in all around on the infield. Halter, the batter, strikeout victim his first time up. Strike 1 to her.
You know, the great thing about Pena, talking to him between games, he was so excited about not his own performance, but about winning. He says, hey, we know we're not going to the World Series, but we've got to just win as many games as we can, and it's really getting infectious for these guys.
Nice to have sort of a new one on there, a new guy on the roster who believes that way and believes in it.
That's a great attitude to have, yeah. I think, you know, and it's funny coming from a guy, a kid actually, that just got on this ball club, was in the minor leagues when they got him. Even though he had spent some time with Oakland in the major leagues this year, they got him from AAA. And to come up and make a comment like that.
He said last night he came to the plate and Sandy Alomar said something to him about, well, it's got to be tough coming from an organization like Oakland to a last place team like Detroit. And he said, I didn't say anything, but I thought to myself, I'm going to show you. He says, you guys take us lightly like that. He said, that just showed me they're not respecting us.
Get a chance to play, too, by coming here from that organization. As you mentioned, Lance shipped back down to AAA after he opened up season. But that's a great attitude, Frank. And hopefully it rubs off on some other guys. Halter trying to go after a breaking pitch. Couldn't do it and can't get the job done. 2 gone. 5th strikeout for Biddle.
It's going to be up to a kid again in Santiago. This breaking ball is just giving Shane fits, isn't it?
Almost like the head coming off it. The shoulder opens up and taking a sweep at it. Well, we'll see what Santiago can do with Pena at third base. He hit the ball hard his first time up. Yanked it down the first base line, but a nice play by the first baseman, Konerko. Retired him to close out the Tigers' second inning. 2-0. Tigers 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. White Sox no runs, a couple of hits and no errors. Tigers won the opener 5-3. Fly ball, right field, right at that right fielder Ordonez, and that's all for the Tigers. They make a threat and cannot capitalize. After the triple by Pena, we played 4. Tigers still lead it 2-0.
When you can hear your wedding song again and again, when you can pick tulips over roses, then get a reminder of why you're marrying him. All with a calling plan starting at $19.99 a month. That's M-Life from AT&T Wireless. Stop by or call 1-800-IMAGINE today.
Welcome to White Castle. Would you like to try some Church's chicken? It's scrumptious.
Sure.
All right.
Good?
It's good. These are great. We'll take some of these in a sack of 10.
Oh, honey, I don't work here.
Yeah, she's one of ours. White Castle, what you crave. Try some big and juicy Church's chicken at White Castle.
When you can hear your wedding song again and again, when you can pick tulips over roses, then get a reminder of why you're marrying him. All with a calling plan starting at $19.99 a month. That's M-Life from AT&T Wireless. Stop by or call 1-800-IMAGINE today.
UPN 50 Nightside, tonight.
New information tonight in the double murder at a Livonia restaurant. A Trenton man is charged just weeks after being sentenced on another crime.
After the Tigers, watch UPN 50 Nightside.
Uh-oh, this really blows.
Look at the bloodshot eyes and the yellow skin and the droopy cheeks.
That's his regular face.
Everybody loves Raymond. Monday at 11 on UPN 50. You're watching UPN 50, the home of Tiger baseball.
Hey, gang, want to inform you about something right now. The 5th inning sweepstakes on UPN 50. It's brand new. It's the 5th inning when you can win great prizes for Tiger, triple plays and double plays and striking out the side. Then at the bottom of the inning, more prizes for grand slams, extra base hits, RBIs, and more. If you'd like to participate, just go to your nearest KFC and fill out an entry card. If you've already entered, good luck. And stay right with us to see if you'll win this inning. Well, we ought to win a prize on that one. Way to go, Bobby.
Going to give away prizes for defense. Bobby Higginson would have won a big one for somebody right there. What a grab to Rob Alomar of a hit.
I guess he's healthy.
Healthy cut. Well hit. Bobby gets off to a great start. Backhands it, diving. Loses his feet and hangs on to her.
How about the defense we're seeing in this ball game?
Not shabby at all.
Pena started it all this afternoon, didn't he?
Going into the old box seats over there. A foul ball.
We were talking about that infectious winning attitude. You know who first talked about it?
Probably Higginson.
It was Felipe Alou.
Oh, okay.
Right at the All-Star break after the last game in Boston, Ray. And he said, we're starting to see that enthusiasm of the young players. We're seeing new life in the clubhouse, and it's good.
It is good.
Yeah. By the way, not a shabby performance again today by Moeller, who pitched that first game of the doubleheader and did quite a job. Did not get the win, but that's got to be an encouraging sign to help the philosophy of winning.
2 in a row, both against the White Sox.
Royce Clayton, number 9 hitter. He flied out to center field. The count 1-2 on him. And he's having about the same kind of season he had a year ago. Decided, couldn't check, and becomes the 5th strikeout victim. Last year, in the first half of the season, Clayton batted .198. Came back in the second half at .323. 2 complete different ones. This year, he comes into this ball game at .229. Make it .228 after the swing. 2 gone on the top of the 5th. Just joined us. Higginson with a 2-run homer. Came in the 3rd inning. 2-0 Tigers. We're in the top of the 5th. 2 gone. Durham bounced to short and struck out. I think it's ironic, Lance, that in this game, high and tight, almost too high, the 3 guys that had the RBIs in the first game for Chicago not in the lineup in game number 2.
Yeah, that is interesting, because most of the time when you're in a pennant race, you just run the same lineup out there all the time.
Back to the screen. 1-2 the count. So you had Lofton, who gets a bit of a rest. Valentine and Leifer, who had the RBIs against the Tigers. The Tigers won that first one of the day 5-3. 1-2 pitch. Reaches out, pops it foul. Biddle may have got the word. That's as far as he's going to go. Frank, you talked about that earlier. This guy has not seen that much action this year after the arm surgery and being on the DL when they came out of spring training.
And he's had elbow problems before the shoulder acted up last year. You know, twice he was on rehab assignments when they had the White Sox fantasy camps down in Florida, and he pitched in the fantasy camps.
Oh. Line shot fair by a couple of feet down the left field wall. So Durham helps his first hit of the afternoon after going hitless in game 1. And he can motor pretty well. And Frank, that's the guy you were talking about in the leadoff position serving in this game. A lot of times batting in the number 2 spot for the White Sox with 43 RBIs.
Amazing, isn't it? You know, the White Sox, if you look at the talent on this team individually, it doesn't add up to the sum of what they've accomplished. They're under 500.
Yep. Underachieving. Gaffanino, 30 years of age, out of Marietta, Georgia, stepping in, a one-time member of the Tampa Bay Ball Club. At station at third base. Previous games, he'd been over at second base a little bit. Moving around the infield, has always served as the backup in the infield. 0 for 2.
And for a while there earlier in the season, he was really swinging the hot bat over there. I know it's difficult when you're not playing every day to keep that, maintain that average, but he's been quite an addition to this ball club. He's really done a good job for him, filling in a lot of different places, swinging the bat well.
And Roth pitching pretty well. Put a little heat on that one, 2-1. Nice place of where he put that pitch. And you were talking about the bird earlier. That was another thing he could do. You talked about sinker, keeping around the knees. Keep it around the knees. Or lower. Not quite. Almost. Not quite. The guys were ready. Frank was ready. Lance was charging.
I had it just a little further.
Lance,
Right.
the old catcher, though, Ray, turned his back and looked up.
He likes to make it, you know, he likes to make it look difficult. 2-2.
Over the shoulder.
Ah, there it is. Very nice. A lot of motion. Took a little bit off of it. Got strikeout number 6. That's over the White Sox in the top of the 5th. After the 2-out double by Durham, we played 4.5. Tigers still with that 2-0 lead and coming to bat.
Newsflash, Greektown Casino has been voted the best casino by both the Detroit Free Press and the Detroit News in over 14 categories. But for one reason, our people. Greektown Casino has the best team to serve you. We're dedicated to giving you our best every single day. You want the best? There's one place to find it. Come to Greektown Casino.
For the first time in Park Motor Sales history, we have been authorized to proceed with a zero-fee acquisition sale. You pay nothing, and car payments start at just $98. Good credit or bad credit. Apply 24 hours, 7 days a week on our automated approval line, 1-800-MY-NEW-CAR. And trade-ins are worth at least $2,500, but only till 9 p.m. Thursday. So get to Park Motor Sales on Woodward north of 6 Mile or call 1-800-MY-NEW-CAR.
Lincoln Mercury. Wood Avenue north of 6 Mile. Lincoln Mercury.
Hey, talk about game summary for you after 4.5. Here's the story. Higginson with a 2-run homer. Pena, including the earlier game, going 3 for 5. Tigers now with 27 triples. The last one made by Pena just last inning. Got some highlights for you. Want to take you to the first inning. Great defensive play by Bryce Clayton. Goes to the hole and nails his man, Damian Easley. Then a drive down the right field line. Ordonez comes in there and fires a strike on one hop to nail Wallback with the single and cut down at second base. Higginson comes through with a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning. Goes deep right center field about 380 feet away. The Tigers lead it 2-0. Bottom of the 5th inning. Biddle staying in there. But maybe that might have been his last inning of work. But he come back out there. 2 balls and no strikes.
Hey, look, for a guy who was going back out there, he sure was having a good time in that dugout.
Oh, yeah.
You thought he just won a hand of poker.
Wallback looks at his strike.
How about the job Mike Maroth has done? 78 pitches through 5 innings, 49 strikes. Working on a 3-hitter.
And struck out 6 guys.
Yeah. Durham scoops it up. And that's all for Wallback. 1 gone of the Tiger 5th inning.
I didn't mean to chuckle, but he has struck out 6. He only has had 7 strikeouts all season coming into this game.
Right.
Well, I go back to location.
Location.
You know, he's got a great changeup working for him today, and he's keeping it down in the zone, away from those right-handed hitters, and they just don't know what to do with it.
The real estate game. Yeah. Location, location, location.
As far as Lombard chops it foul off of first base. George holding down the position out in center field. 4-3. He bounced out in the first inning and struck out. Is this, do you think, Lance or Frank, his position now until maybe he's not hitting? His position to lose, maybe, in center field? Or do you see him being platoon? I don't know.
Well, I think he's in there for the duration myself. I mean, they got him. They're probably going to take the rest of this season to see what he can do.
I'm with you on that one. I think they want to take a good long look at George.
They might move him around. I think they're trying to get a pretty good perspective on all the guys that they have playing the outfield to see what positions they can play, what positions they can play well. Can he play center field? Can he play left field? Which one is his best position?
Well, when Dave Dombrowski made the deal for George while the Tigers were in Atlanta, it was the object that this was a guy, a good athlete that can play every day. Whether it's center field or one of the corner outfield positions, I don't think Dave or anybody in the Tiger organization was really certain yet when they got him for Chris Keller.
Well, I commend him for doing that because I think this organization needs more good athletes. You know, the more options you have available to you, the better ball club I think you can be.
Lombard rooms a count to 3-2. And lays off the high one. Ball 4. So a one-out walk to George Lombard.
You know, right there is a good example of why he's going to be the leadoff man for a while. He was in the hole with a 1-2 count, didn't get over anxious, just waited, saw 3 straight pitches out of the strike zone, and didn't chase. He showed patience.
And that's all for Biddle. So he works 4 and the 3rd innings. And that will be all for him. Matt Ginter will be coming in. He was loosening up last inning. So they got to be encouraged by the performance anyway that he did there, only down 2-0. Ginter comes in. And we'll take a break right now for more action here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Tigers leading by a score of 2-0. We've got a pitching change.
Something so big is happening, Tire Man's going to talk about it.
Bell Tire.
But it's our 80th anniversary sale. Don't you have more to say?
Bell Tire.
We're the only place with out-the-door pricing. All the extras are free. Isn't that worth talking about?
Bell Tire.
Right now, our tire manufacturers are giving us the lowest prices of the year, so now customers get the lowest prices of the year. What do you say to that?
Bell Tire.
Don't miss our 80th anniversary sale. Can you say anything else?
Bell Tire.
Cute.
For a deodorant antiperspirant that won't fail you, switch to Mitchum. Strongest ingredients, maximum protection.
Well, the pitching change brought to you by Bell Tire. And there is the change in Matt Ginter. One-time athlete at Mississippi State, out of Winchester, Kentucky. 24 years of age. In 13 games, you see what he's done so far.
Not too shabby.
White Sox have a reservoir of some young pitchers, both starters and relievers.
Well, for the last few years, all you heard about for this organization is the strength of their pitching staff throughout the organization, not only at the major league level, but everybody was really fired up about the pitchers they had in their system. And I think slowly but surely we've had an opportunity to see a lot of these guys filter their way up here. I don't think they've performed the way that they had expected them to up to this point at the major league level, but they do have some talent over there.
Yeah, Rocky Biddle, he was a sandwich pick, the equivalent of a late first-round pick. Ginter was the 22nd overall pick in the draft in '99. First-round choice out of Mississippi State, as Ray said. And they think he might be the closer in years down the road.
Yeah, they have projected in one of the publications Baseball Weekly or what it was. The White Sox pitching staff down the road in 2004, what it might look like. I remember seeing Ginter in there.
Well, I know there was a lot of teams that were interested in trading with the White Sox simply because they had such great young pitching in their minor leagues. Everybody's looking for that.
2-0 the count to Easley. Ooh. Make it 2-1.
Well, and look what the Tigers have got down on the farm. Nate Corneo, his last 6 starts, and he's pitching tonight. He trails 3-2 in the 4th to Richmond, but he's been outstanding, unbeaten his last 6. And Shane Lukes threw another shutout last night. His last 4 starts, 4-0 with 3 shutouts.
You'd take that anytime, wouldn't you?
Man, that's coming on like gangbusters right there. And Toledo's only a half game out of first.
You know, and nobody should really be discouraged with Nate Cornejo. Well, you know, he's been up here. Everybody raved about him when he first came up here and thought he was going to be, you know, the answer to all of our problems. But he came up here and pitched well on occasion. You know, he didn't have quite the success that everybody had hoped for. But he's still developing. He's still learning, and he's going to be a good major league pitcher.
And there's one word that I think describes him coming on: maturity.
Exactly. And it takes time for that to happen. Everybody just doesn't come up here and become a star right out of the gate.
Outside, 3-2 to Easley.
Damian thinks it's ball 5 and no strikes right now.
Tim Wolf, the plate umpire. Still like that strange play that you had early. The strikeout wild pitch that got Rowan out of first base. Would have been the 3rd out. Runner goes, pitches outside, ball 4, Easley with back-to-back walks. And Frank, you talked about patience at the plate once again. Tiger hit it during it. That was Easley that time. So Gittner walks the first man he faces. Tigers with a couple of walks here, and Bobby Higginson.
Well, Bobby with a good day at the plate so far. He walked his first time up and hit a 2-run home run his last time. And I was questioning the fact of why wouldn't he come right after him. And as soon as I got the words out of my mouth, he hit a home run.
Ooh. One after that one, pitch maybe that he liked, but got underneath it. In behind second base, Durham makes the play.
Well, you saw Bobby fling his bat away, and he thought that was a 3-run homer when he swung the bat, didn't he?
Well, he obviously feels good at the plate, and that was a pitch that I'm sure he thought he should have hit just as well as the other one, if not better, but just got under it a tad.
Well, the Yankees pounding Cleveland in the 3rd inning, 9-3.
They got 7 in the 2nd, and Alfonso Soriano has hit 2 home runs in that game.
Pulling up those Sox a little higher, hasn't he?
He's not having much of a year, is he?
Popped up left side of the infield, and that's off of the Tigers. First ball hitting. Randall Simon is retired. Tigers with a mile threat, nothing occurs. We played 5. Frank is standing by, and the Tigers with a 2-0 lead, just where Frank left it after 3.
Tiger Baseball on UPN 50. Brought to you by Little Caesars, home of Pizza.
Pizza for Johnson.
When you're hungry for dinner, pizza's for you. When you're hungry for dinner, only Caesars will do. Oh, yes!
Need a summer break? Pick up a large one-topping deep dish pizza plus a refreshing 2-liter bottle of Minute Maid lemonade for only $9.99.
Little Caesars, we love you.
Pizza. Hey, Ray, look at all those movies, huh?
You think I could be a movie star, Carl?
Can you act?
Oh, I could act like a movie star. This isn't imported water. You call this a health spa? Oh, yeah, that's good. These are brown. I specifically asked for green.
At Blockbuster, you'll always find your favorite movies because the hottest new releases are guaranteed to be there, like Shallow Hal, The Royal Tenenbaums, and A Beautiful Mind.
Ray, you can stop now.
Not until I get a bigger trailer.
Make it a Blockbuster night.
We did all the work. Now you get to have all the fun.
Introducing the Aquatrax from Honda, the Aquatrax F12 and the turbocharged F12X. Their advanced 4-stroke technology means high performance and low pollution. And that's just what you expect from Honda, pure performance. Available at Andy's Honda and Great Lakes Power Sports. Or check Honda.com for other select dealers.
You're watching UPN 50, the home of Tiger baseball.
Tigers lead 2-0. And the White Sox giving it bat. Frank is anxious to talk about this first hitter.
I wanted you to give away some of those sweepstakes prizes there in the 5th inning is what I wanted.
Well, we'll just have to wait. Monday night.
Monday night against Boston. We'll reconvene and see if we can't do it upright.
Thanks, guys.
Good to see you, Raymondo. See you on Monday.
Yep.
Tigers with a 2-0 lead in the 6th. Mike Maroth has blanked the White Sox on 3 hits. He falls behind in the count to Carlos Lee. He's in the heart of the order right here. Lee, the number 3 hitter, has singled and walked. Ordonez, the cleanup man, has a single for 2. And then it's Konerko, who has gone 0 for 2 so far. Base hit out to left center field off the bat of Lee, and he's been aboard 3 straight times. So that lineup switch has worked, that part of it for Jerry Manuel. Moving Lee up and dropping Thomas to the number 6 hole. Unfortunately for Jerry Manuel so far, Thomas has not responded to it, but there's still time. And the Tigers are hoping that it stays just like it is. The dangerous Maglio Ordonez steps in. You know, we talked about those Toledo pitchers, Shane Lukes and Nate Corneo doing so well. There's a drive out into left center field. That'll stay in the yard, though. Higginson has the range, makes the grab. Lee bluffs towards second, and he thinks better of it as Bobby hustles to get it back in. We want to remind you to keep up with the other action, like the 2 homers by Soriano for the Yankees. All you got to do is go to MLB.com. It's the ultimate baseball website. Listen to game day audio, watch highlights direct, baseball's best, and a whole lot more exclusively at MLB.com, just like we do in the booth. We saw a highlight when Ray first came in. Chucky Fair, our crack assistant here in the booth, and I watched Preston Wilson in the game between Florida and the Cubs at Wrigley Field go head first into the ivy and the brick wall in center field.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I mean, it was
Did he get up?
Pretty. He got up. He held on to the ball.
Wow.
And he got up. We saw that thanks to MLB.com.
There you have it.
It's kind of fun to sit here and, you think where technology's taking us, Lance? My goodness. And the ball players have taken advantage of it now, too. I mean, every team has got a film guy who breaks down players' at bats against each individual pitcher, and they've got them on CDs now for their at bats against teams and against pitchers, and the player can just go in, pull out a CD, and throw it into his computer, and boom, he can study it all night long.
You know, what's funny is to talk to some of the older players before my era, older than me, that and you start mentioning stuff like that about having all your at bats on a tape or a CD or whatever, and they're amazed by it. It's like, how did we ever play this game back then? We didn't have any of this technology.
I'll tell you what, every little bit helps, though, doesn't it?
You know, it does, and you really just have to know how to take some of it and really what to take. You know, too much can be not a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, it can be a sensory overload.
Oh, my goodness. And there's so much information out there now, you just need to know how to decipher what's good and what isn't.
1-2 on Paul Konerko. Tying run at the plate. He got him up on the front foot, and he lifts a lazy fly to right, and Robert Fick will post under it to make the grab. 2 gone.
Well, we might be seeing how to get Mr. Konerko out here.
Just keep throwing him off speed away.
Yeah. Well, we talked about in the scouting report that he likes the ball middle in, and anything you hang on the inside part of the plate, he's going to turn on you. Mike has done a great job keeping the ball away from him, keeping it down and away.
way up high to the big Hurt, who has really been hurting at the plate. His last 8 games now, he is 1 for 30. And I'll tell you what, I'll guarantee you he's embarrassed about hitting 6th in the order. Something he has not done in 11 years. He fouled that one back. 1-1. Well, when he was a pure rookie in 1990, he batted in the 6th spot 51 times. And then in his first full big league season, he had 14 at-bats. That's what he had in those 2 years. He batted .369 as the number 6 hitter. But in the last 11 years, he has never hit lower than 5th in the order. That's quite a string.
It's pretty impressive.
Ooh, boy, Mike Maroth wanted that pitch. It's a little up and in, though. 2 balls and a strike on Frank Thomas.
I mean, you put his career numbers up, and he matches up with just about anybody. All the great players in the game. He's had a fabulous career up to this point, so I'm sure this is extremely disappointing for him at this point.
And you know, as you look ahead to the last half of this year and even next year, you can already start to pencil him in as comeback player of the year candidate for next year, can't you? A 315 career average. He's not going to stay down at 230 for long. It's not like something drastic has happened to ruin his abilities. He has not had a debilitating injury. Look at the determination on his face. You know it's getting to him. He took a mighty wallop at the 3-1 and he fouled it out of play. Full count on Thomas, and that means Carlos Lee over at first will be running with 2 outs. He's had a tough go of it, Frank Thomas. A couple of years ago, he had a messy divorce. Last year, the injury. Now this year, the season-long slump. The payoff pitch. And he walked him. And the White Sox now have the tying runs on base with Aaron Rowand coming up. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game.
Well, this would be the perfect time to get your little ground ball and hope your infield can turn 2 for you. Or actually, they already have 2 outs. My bad. There he is.
Yeah, Mr. Tiger, Al Kaline, a Hall of Famer. Good breaking ball on the outside corner to Rowan for strike 1. Rowan's always been one of those fellows who's been known for overachieving. He just works so hard. Very strong upper body. Maroth misses high again. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rowan. Well, they're playing Rowan to hit the ball to right. You see that huge gap in left center field. If he drives one there, even the big Hurt's going to be able to score from first base. He hits it out toward the flagpole. Well, last night the Tigers got robbed by that area. That's foul back. Shane Halder hit one out there that bounced over the fence near the flagpole for a ground rule double. Had it not done that, it probably would have been an inside the park home run for Halter.
Well, it is a long ways out there.
Yes, it is. 1-2 the count now, and Maroth delivers, and it's a changeup, and Rowand is out in front and fouled it back.
See, now you would almost expect, by the way that the Tigers are defensing him in the outfield, that they would continue to pitch away from him, keep the ball away. So I'd be surprised if they come inside with anything.
Now Hitler sees that too, doesn't he, Lance?
There they come in with something.
He pops a foul and out of play. Well, if they're going to come in, they're going to come way in, so he can't keep it fair. At least that'll be the plan, right?
Well, you would think so. You know, I guess there's 2 schools of thought with this. You go over all the reports and see where the spray charts are. Most of the time, he has a tendency to hit the ball more to right center, right field when he hits it in the air. I suppose you could always try to pitch him inside just to try to keep him honest. But if his approach is that way, then maybe he's susceptible inside.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count, and Mike Maroth has now thrown exactly 100 pitches. And he's had a bunch this inning. 2 on, 2 outs, 2-0 Tigers, and the 2-2 to Rowan. Popped him up, and that's going to reach the seats. Nice hands down below.
People are getting some opportunities back here today.
You betcha. Mike Maroth has now thrown 23 pitches this inning. Louis Pujols gets that info from the man next to him, Steve McCaddy. He's got the little clicker on his finger. And that's fouled back. Rowan having quite an at-bat, and now Walbeck is going to go to the mound. Maybe go over the game plan again on how to pitch Aaron Rowan, the 24-year-old outfielder from Portland, Oregon. I'm just thinking, seeing that image of Al Kaline enjoying the ball game. Have you ever seen Al Kaline ruffled? Anywhere at any time? Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And that's the end of the threat for the White Sox.
There you go.
And there goes Mr. Rowan, too. Greg Gibson didn't like his reaction, flinging the bat away after that 3rd strike was called, and Rowan is out of the ball game. And the Tigers still have a 2-0 lead as they come into bat in the 6th.
With easy paperwork and easy loan options, it's simple to get a Comerica Bank Home Equity Flex line. Now get a low introductory rate with no closing costs or application fees. Apply today. Equal housing lender.
Imagine a wealth management resource with over 100 years experience, helping safeguard all you've worked to build, guiding your assets for maximum growth, motivated not by commissions, but by commitment to your objectives. That resource is private banking at Comerica, with specialists in investing, estate planning, private lending, even business and real estate management, providing sound judgment and wisdom to manage your wealth and protect your peace of mind. Because at Comerica, we listen, we understand, we make it work.
It's summer in the Motor City. Time to grab life by the horns at the Dodge Motor City Summer Clearance, where you can grab just about any new Dodge you want, along with a cash allowance of up to $3,000. Or choose nothing instead, with 0% financing, or incredibly low lease rates. Plus, grab Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty. But this event is one of the few things that goes faster than a Motor City summer. So get it before it's gone.
The graduating class of the Wayne County Community College District.
I'm from Allen Park. I went to the Downriver campus.
I studied electronics and computer technology.
It took a lot of work, a lot of family sacrificing.
And no matter how old you are, how young you are, go for your goal.
My deceased parents would be pretty proud of me.
This is just the first step, though. I gotta keep going.
Fall registration begins soon. Apply now for financial aid.
Tonight, following the game, stay tuned for the UPN 50 night side with Harry Hairston and Roxanne Evanida. They'll have highlights of the seniors tournament at TPC, the Thunderfest on the Detroit River. Jerry Millen will have all the rest of the sports on the UPN 50 night side tonight at 10. Now we've got a new center fielder for the White Sox. It'll be Kenny Lofton taking over. The veteran replaces Aaron Rowan, who was booted from the ball game by Greg Gibson, the first base umpire. Jerry Manuel came out to argue with Gibson that his man should not have been tossed. You saw Gibson indicate, I did it because he flipped his helmet toward me like that. Well, Lofton, who thought he had the rest of the day off, has to work instead. Probably had to take the slippers off and go put his spikes on. Robert Fick leads it off for the Tigers. They lead it 2-0, bottom of the 6th. Matt Ginter in relief of Rocky Biddle. Missed down low with the first pitch. Robert looking for his first hit in the nightcap. He had a hit and scored 2 runs in this afternoon's opener of the doubleheader. Ball 2 and no strikes. The Tigers would love to get some insurance. You know that. Mike Maroth has pitched so well for them. Got a 2-0 lead right now. There's a strike on the inside corner. You know, the Tigers have had 5 previous day-night doubleheaders here at Comerica Park before this one. And in every one of them, they lost the day game and they won the night game. Up and in to Robert. 3 balls and 1 strike. And today they won the day part, and they're trying to make it a sweep. He turned on that one and pulled it foul. It's a full count. Mike Maroth has had 7 strikeouts through 6 innings, Lance. And that's as many strikeouts as he had in the entire season in 6 starts before this one. Robert staying alive right there. Reached out and spoiled one. Probably out of the zone, but he wasn't taking any chances.
Well, I've really been impressed with the way he's just spotting his ball. I've alluded to that a few times already tonight, but just doing a great job hitting his spots, making his pitches count, keeping him down in the zone.
Slap to third. Picked up by Graffinino. And they get Robert Fick. Nice comeback by Gunter.
The only bad thing is that his pitch count is getting up there again. And as we all know, he's getting to that point where he's over 100 pitches already, where they're probably thinking about taking him out.
Yeah, well, the other part about that for the bullpen for the Tigers is you look down to the late innings, and Juan Acevedo has worked in 3 straight games in this series. Do you dare bring him in there again today in a tight ball game?
Well, he's not only worked in 3 games, but he pitched in this afternoon's game.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was what
I don't know. I honestly don't know how that would work. I would assume if they could avoid using him, they would.
Well, how about you just make it about a 6-0 lead and not worry about bringing in a closer?
Take the question right out of it.
Up the middle. Through for a base hit. And Pena has his 2nd hit of the nightcap. A single to go with a triple. Boy, he just continues to impress, doesn't he?
He really does. And, you know, I can't say enough how much I like his approach at the plate. Obviously, he hasn't had a great year all the way around when he started out with Oakland, and then he had to go to AAA. But ever since he's been here, his approach has been so solid.
Well, he's now batting .353 as a Tiger. Now, it's only 5 games, granted. But he's come to a new ball club, and he's been impressive. And here's Shane Halter. He takes a big rip at a fastball, strike 1. And Shane getting another chance for extended playing time with Chris Truby going on the DL. Played shortstop in the opener. He's at the hot corner here in the nightcap. Sharper toward third. Graffinino around the horn with a pretty double play, and the White Sox put the Tigers away in the 6th. 5-4-3 on the double play, and Durham in the middle was the perfect pivot. On to the 7th we go. Still Tigers 2, White Sox nothing.
Tigers baseball on UPN 50. Brought to you by SBC Ameritech. We're on it.
Like any big outfit, SBC's got all kinds of people doing all kinds of jobs. Whether they're wearing a tool belt and a hard hat or a shirt and tie, our nearly 190,000 employees, many of them 3rd generation, are just working people, paying their taxes, helping out in their community, and working their tails off, just so you can get on the phone and ask what's for dinner. Or get on the internet and say, ship 5,000 widgets to my warehouse. Now, we know most people take the old dial tone for granted, but we don't. We can't. Ordinary people, extraordinary job. Infinite character. SBC.
Something so big is happening, Tire Man's going to talk about it.
Bell Tire.
But it's our 80th anniversary sale. Don't you have more to say?
Bell Tire.
We're the only place with out-the-door pricing. All the extras are free. Isn't that worth talking about?
Bell Tire.
Right now, our tire manufacturers are giving us the lowest prices of the year, so now customers get the lowest prices of the year. What do you say to that?
Bell Tire.
Don't miss our 80th anniversary sale. Can you say anything else?
Bell Tire.
Cute.
You're watching UPN 50, the home of Tiger baseball.
Well, our new Bell Tire home run partner these next 3 innings is Rebecca Davis of Wayne. Rebecca, congratulations. You've got a $25 gift certificate. If a Tiger homers in these next 3 innings, we'll make it $100 for a grand slam. You'll pick out a brand new set of tires valued at up to $500. Bell Tire will give a like amount to Care House. So good luck to Rebecca Davis of Wayne. And if you want to become a Bell Tire home run partner down the road, stop into Bell Tire to register, and who knows, your name might be drawn. 2 pretty good pitches to Sandy Alomar, both ruled ball 1 and then ball 2 by Jim Wolf. And that's down low, 3-0. Julio Santana beginning to loosen in the Tigers bullpen. 2-0 Tigers, 7th inning. Ball 4. And I want you to know, later on, when Mike Maroth is in the clubhouse and Steve McCaddy goes over the tapes of that at bat, he's going to say, look, that's what's known as being squeezed.
You might go out and tell him that right now.
McCaddy is on his way to the mound.
So if your name was Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux, you'd have got those pitches.
Well, last game, Mike Maroth got roughed up, as we mentioned, at Fenway Park. Talking to Steve McCaddy about that, and I said, do you think he had Fenway-itis first time ever in that ballpark? I said, you remember your first time there? He says, oh, you mean when I ran back for the Oakland A's and brought my arm back to throw and told Ricky Henderson, our left fielder, to move so I could get full extension? He said, that's what it feels like that wall's right on top of you.
Well, I'm sure it is intimidating for guys first time around. It's got to be a not very comfortable situation for a guy to go in and look around. Looks like that wall's right on top of you.
And then Jeff Jones was called in to pitch at Fenway for the first time. The Tigers bullpen coach, also with the A's. Billy Martin brought him in to face Dave Stapleton, and Stapleton on his first pitch ripped a double off the monster. And here came Billy out to the mound. And Jeff Jones, oh, how about that pitch for a strike to Clayton? That wasn't as good as 3 of the pitches.
Making up for him,
I guess. Jeff Jones said Billy Martin got to the mound, and he said, Skip, I know I can get this next guy. I know I can get him. And Billy said, the guy I wanted you to get is standing on second base. Now get out of here. I saw that pitch to Clayton, and he had a little bit of a beat right there. Beaten to third. Halder down to Easley for 1, and around the horn. It's 2 for the Tigers. How do you like that? That's how you make up for a bit of a disagreement. You induce a double play grounder, and let me tell you, Mike Maroth is making quite a habit of that. That's the 9th ground ball double play he's induced in 40 innings of work this year, Lance, and that's awfully good.
You know, it's funny, as a catcher, I sit back there when I was catching, and every time a guy got on first base, my first thought was, now, got to try to get this guy to hit the ball on the ground so we can turn 2. And obviously it was kind of nice to see, you know, Lou and Allen out there. And obviously they did it quite often, but, you know, I knew if we could get the ball on the ground, those guys could turn 2 for us.
Durham takes a wide one. It's 1-1. Well, sometimes wishing does make it so, doesn't it? If you think about it and you try to work it that way. There's a bullet. Oh. Nice play by Halder. Gets up and he throws out Ray Durham. Shane Halder starts the double play and then has another gem. And we're up for the 7th inning stretch with the Tigers still on top, 2-0. Watch this.
Nothing's more exciting than the opening drive at the new Ford Field or an opening drive of the new 2003 Ford Expedition now at your Metro Detroit Ford dealers. Expedition is even bigger and better than before with a smoother car-like ride, great features, and a third-row seat that folds flat into the floor. Enter to win one during our opening drive sweepstakes, plus a pair of tickets to one of the Lions' first games ever at Ford Field. Visit openingdrive.com today for details.
31 Metro Detroit Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
Count on the experts at After Hours to make you look good on your wedding day. Tuxedos are our only business. With hundreds of styles and prices that start at $49.99, you can create your perfect look. Now, for a limited time, rent 4 tuxedos and save $15 on each rental. Plus, the groom's tux is free. Call 1-866-FREE-TUX now to get this special offer. After Hours, the Tuxedo Experts.
Well, let's check our middle 7-game summary here at Comerica Park. The Tigers still on top 2-0. Despite the efforts of Carlos Lee, he's been on base 3 times for the White Sox. They have had trouble scoring runs this afternoon. Got 3 in the opener, have left 14 men on base. And Mike Maroth, 7 strikeouts in 7 innings. The only 2 runs of the game provided by Higgy. A 2-out, 2-run homer in the 3rd. His 6th of the year to give the Tigers the lead. And Maroth has made it stand up. 7 strikeouts, including that one of Aaron Rowan on the disputed swing to end the 6th. And Rowan got tossed for tossing the helmet. Just a beautiful afternoon and night at the ballpark. And the Tigers trying to win a doubleheader for the first time in 9 years. Since September of '93 when they took 2 from Baltimore. Santiago shows bunt, pulls the bat back, strike 1.
Well, they're getting closer and closer.
Well, they need 6 outs. Can they get 6 outs before the White Sox get 2 runs? When you look at it that way, it's really simple. And then you see Lee, Ordonez, Konerko, Thomas.
Yeah, this is a team that can throw some runs up on the board in a hurry, so.
Chop to second. Easy play for Ray Durham to retire Ramon Santiago. 1 up and 1 away in the Tigers' 7th inning. Bring up Matt Wahlbeck, who had 1 hit in all of June and already has a hit in his first start in July. Of course, Matt only had 14 at-bats in all of June.
Very easily could have been a leadoff double.
Oh, yeah.
But Maglio made a great play on him.
In the White Sox bullpen, that's Kelly Wunsch, the side-arming left-hander, getting loose out there. Big uppercut rip by Matt Wahlbeck. He couldn't find it. A ball under strike. The other thing that's got to be heartening for the Tigers is you got this youngster Maroth pitching this 4-hitter after Brian Mueller pitched 4-hit ball in almost 7 full innings in the opener today. But Maroth coming off that Boston game where he gave up 7 runs, 8 hits in less than 4 innings. Then you face another tough ball club, tough offensive team like this, and you find it within yourself to bounce back with this kind of performance. That's impressive in a young pitcher.
Oh, absolutely. And I would hope that every time he goes out on the mound, he has the confidence that he's going to do this very thing. And I'm sure that he does.
This is just fouled on the 3rd baseline. Well, any guy who beat Kurt Schilling for his first big league win and got his first major league hit off Schilling, that's right, has got to have a little bit of confidence.
That's right. Well, you know, what's impressive to me is the way that the White Sox seemingly manhandled the Tigers earlier in the year, and they're really playing very well against them now. Pitchers are pitching great against this team, and it is a very potent offensive team.
Wahlbeck strikes out meantime. 2 gone here in the Tigers' 7th. Top of the order, George Lombard coming up. There's more action in the bullpen for Chicago now. Kelly Wunsch, the left-hander, is still throwing. Now Antonio Osuna, the right-hander, has joined him. Lombard hits it fouled on the third base side. Boy, the Tigers are not getting very good wood on the bat against Ginter, are they?
Taking some funny swings.
The Tigers looking for a third straight win against Chicago, a team that beat them 13 out of 19 times last year. Remember, the Tigers took 2 out of 3 in Chicago on the last road trip before the All-Star break.
Right.
Strike 2 on Lombard. The Tigers, if they could win this one, would have beaten Chicago 3 in a row in this series. They only won 2 games out of 9 here at Comerica Park all last year.
Well, like I said, it's amazing to me. You remember us sitting in the booth in Chicago when we were freezing up there and watching these guys just pound the ball, one guy after the next. And now the Tigers really seem to have a handle on it. I realize that Frank Thomas isn't swinging the bat the way he's capable of, and so are some other guys, but you have to give some credit to the pitching staff for doing the job that they're doing.
But, you know, that's an oddity about the White Sox, too. They hit so much better at home than they do on the road. There's a drive to left. It's slicing, and it's foul off the bat of Lombard. That ballpark is more of a hitter's park. The fences are in closer, but for some reason, those hitters are locked in there.
Well, you know, it's funny, as there was always talk back in Old Comiskey Park.
I wondered whether you were going to catch on to where I was going with this.
You led me right into it. You know, the ball clubs always seem to hit better there than they did anywhere else.
Wasn't there a lot of suspicion
there was a camera on the scoreboard? There was a camera on the scoreboard. There were flashing lights, and
Lombard strikes out, and the Tigers go 1, 2, 3. Well, there was no light to help out the Tigers that inning against Matt Ginter. He fanned 2, and we move into the 8th. The Tigers still lead it for Mike Maroth, 2-0.
Some people will go to any length to protect their family.
Dad, I'm doing it.
And some people were just born to drive the quadruple 5-star safety-rated Ford Windstar. It's the only minivan with a personal safety system, including crash sensors, safety restraint controls, safety belt usage sensors, and more. Check out the great selection of 2002 Ford Windstars at your Metro Detroit Ford dealer today.
Should have got a Windstar.
See your Metro Detroit Ford dealer today.
Many good-paying jobs are still available in Michigan. There are simply not enough workers to fill the demand in many areas. If you're in school or considering a career change, check out the Michigan Talent Freeway website at talentfreeway.org. You'll find career assessment tools, where to get skill upgrades when necessary, and access to Michigan's top job matching source. Career development works. Log on to the Talent Freeway today.
Earlier today, the Gecko brothers killed another Texas Ranger.
America's most notorious criminals just wanted to take a break from breaking the law. Now they're about to discover
this is my kind of place.
They're not the only ones dropping in for a bite. George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino, and Salma Hayek. From dusk till dawn.
Sunday at 8 on UPN 50. You're watching UPN 50, the home of Tiger baseball.
Well, the Tigers will close out their 5-game series with the White Sox tomorrow afternoon, and then Monday the Red Sox are in for the first of 2, and we'll have the opener right here on UPN 50. Tigers and Red Sox at 7 o'clock, and Jose Lima will come out of the bullpen to start for the first time since that fateful afternoon in Chicago, and he gave up 8 in the first on that cold, frigid day you were talking about, Lance. Lima will pitch against the knuckleballer Tim Wakefield Monday night at 7, right here on UPN 50. 1-1 on Tony Graffanino. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for the White Sox. Graffanino, Carlos Lee, Maglio, Ordonez. There's a high chopper just over the head of Maroth, and no play. It's a scratch single for Graffanino to start this 8th inning.
Well, you can't fault anybody for that one. I thought Mike Maroth made a great attempt, and
That's
sometimes they just hit him where you can't get to him.
Yeah, it's just a lucky bounce right there, isn't it? If you're a hitter, you say, well, I deserve. If you're a pitcher, you say, why me? So that means the tying run is at the plate. And the batter is Carlos Lee after this discussion at the mound. Felipe Alou and Steve McCaddy and Louis Pujols, the Troika, making up the brain trust down on the bench. Carlos Lee has slugged into only one double play all year. Royce Clayton had only hit into 4. Maroth is not going to get a chance to face him, apparently. Louis Pujols is making a slow walk to the mound. And let's see whether he's going to make the move right here. Mike Maroth has fanned 7 in this ball game. Back in the second, Aaron Rowan and Sandy Alomar. In the third, it was Ray Durham. In the fourth, Paul Konerko. In the fifth, Clayton and Graffinino. Then in the sixth, Aaron Rowan, the one that got him ejected. And now Mike Maroth gets an ovation from the fans behind the Tigers dugout. He'll turn it over to the bullpen with a 2-0 lead in the 8th inning, and we'll take a break here on UPN 50.
Something so big is happening, Tire Man's going to talk about it.
Bell Tire.
But it's our 80th anniversary sale. Don't you have more to say?
Bell Tire.
We're the only place with out-the-door pricing. All the extras are free. Isn't that worth talking about?
Bell Tire.
Right now, our tire manufacturers are giving us the lowest prices of the year, so now customers get the lowest prices of the year. What do you say to that?
Bell Tire.
Don't miss our 80th anniversary sale. Can you say anything else?
Bell Tire.
Cute.
Nothing's more exciting than the opening drive at the new Ford Field or an opening drive of the new 2003 Ford Expedition now at your Metro Detroit Ford dealers. Expedition is even bigger and better than before with a smoother car-like ride, great features, and a third-row seat that folds flat into the floor. Enter to win one during our opening drive sweepstakes, plus a pair of tickets to one of the Lions' first games ever at Ford Field. Visit openingdrive.com today for details.
31 Metro Detroit Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
Quite a job by Mike Maroth, congratulated right there by the disabled Dimitri Young. 7 innings, he scatters 5 hits, never more than 1 per inning. 7 strikeouts. That equals the number he'd had all season long total, and 3 walks. And Jose Lima says nice job as he turns it over to Julio Santana, the hard-throwing converted infielder who's done a nice job out of the Tigers' pen this year. One of the pleasant surprises of the season, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. He's done a great job out of the pen.
Now this pitching change being brought to you by Bell Tire. Santana's trying to catch 3 outs right here and hold on to this lead for Maroth. The only problem for Julio this year has been walks. He's had 20 of them, as you saw on your screen, in 34 innings.
And as I'm sure there's a lot of people out there wondering why the Tigers would take Mike Maroth out of the game when he's pitching a shutout, has been pitching extremely well the whole game. Well, as you know, we get into the pitch count thing again, and he has thrown 116 pitches up to this point, and that pretty much is the cutoff point for just about everybody. They do not like to see their pitchers go any more than 115, 120 pitches, so his time had come.
Plus, you have a right-handed hitter up there who has 2 singles and a walk against him.
Yeah.
And you don't want to see him make one mistake that could give up the ball game right here, give up the lead on 1 swing of the bat.
No, I think this was a good decision. Obviously, the matchup is good. As you said, Carlos Lee has done well against him tonight, so the change of pitchers for him anyway would be a good thing.
2-0 the count. And the pitch is way up high. 3 balls and no strikes on Lee, and Maglio Ordonez on deck. Paul Konerko after him. Well, the White Sox came back in the opener from a 3-0 deficit. Tied it up, and then the Tigers won it in the bottom of the 8th. There's a strike on the outside corner. 3 balls, 1 strike. Carlos Lee. Santana not taking a lot of time. Comes right back with another fastball right down Woodward, and that's fouled off the facing of the upper deck. Full count now on Lee. Well, did the White Sox send Graffinino here? Well, we'll find out in a second. I don't think that was a sign from Louis Pujols. I don't know. Maybe it was on who covers second if he goes. He doesn't go. The pitch drilled out into left center, and that's a base hit. Lombard over to cut it off. Graffinino heads for third. He'll make it easily. And the White Sox on Carlos Lee's 3rd hit of the ball game have runners at the corners with nobody out in the 8th inning. And it just gets tougher now with Maglio Ordonez coming up and Konerko on deck. Well, you can never take these guys for granted, can you?
No, you cannot. Carlos Lee is having himself a pretty good night tonight.
Yeah, well, good series. Yeah, you look at the series, he's 8 for 15 now. Santana to Ordonez, and there's a double play grounded. Easily to Santana and over to Pena, and that's 2 for the Tigers. The run scores to cut the lead to 2-1, but the bases are now empty. No RBI for Ordonez, and here's another look. Well, this is perfect.
Well, you hate to see him score the run, but, you know, that right there takes him out of the inning. Hopefully they can get through this with just giving up 1 run, and, you know, he put an end to what could have possibly been a big inning here.
Well, like I said, don't
put a big dent in it anyway.
Don't take anything for granted, because this fella stepping up to the plate can ruin the best laid plans with 1 swing of that big bat of his. Paul Konerko, 3rd in the league with 22 home runs. Santana moves him back. Maroth's line complete. He gives up 1 run, 5 hits in 7 innings. So the Tigers starters in this doubleheader go 13 2/3 innings and give up 2 runs and 9 hits. That's awfully good.
That's pretty incredible against this team. I know we've said that a bunch of times tonight, but
Paul Konerko, so dangerous. There are the numbers. And his rank in the American League and in all of baseball. Last night, he made it home runs in consecutive games when he went deep against Mark Redmond. Did not let him go deep in 3 straight games with the opener this afternoon. 2-0, he takes ball 3, and that looked like a good pitch.
That looked like a pretty good pitch right there.
My goodness. Oscar Enriquez, the big fella, the big bear, throwing in the bullpen. And you know Konerko's got the green light right here on 3-0. And he walked him. So the tying run is aboard again, and the big hurt, Frank Thomas, is coming up. Steve McCatty answering a question from Louis Pujols, his manager, right there. Thomas against Santana is 3 for 6 with a home run in his career. Against Enriquez, he's 0 for 2. But Louis is going to ride it out with Julio. Ball 1 down low. And here comes Steve McCatty. He's going to try to obviously correct some sort of mechanical flaw he sees, you would suspect. Santana right now just trying to get it to the 9th inning. these outs are so tough in big league baseball. That's one of the things, Lance, that you find out when you start broadcasting these games, as I had the pleasure to start doing 7 years ago, is how tough it is to put a game away, to get those final 6 outs. And the pressure on the guys in the late innings is incredible.
Nothing ever really seems to come easy, but especially when you get down to this point in the game, when you put your closer in, you put your setup guy in, you just sit on pins and needles the whole time, hoping they can get the job done.
You're in a 2-1 ball game. Tying run aboard. You got Frank Thomas at the plate. And he rips one to deep left field. Back, back, back. Bobby Higginson on the run, pulls it in, and Frank Thomas will feel frustration yet again tonight. He's hit 2 balls today in Comerica Park that at Old Tiger Stadium would have been home runs. But in the place that Bobby Higginson likes to call Comerica National Park, they're just long fly ball outs. And the Tigers still lead it 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
Would you like any fries with that?
Allow me. Do you have mashed potatoes?
No.
Coleslaw?
Just fries.
Well, let's go to KFC.
Only KFC has the Colonel's original recipe chicken. Right now, get 10 pieces and 4 biscuits for just $9.99.
You said, now my biscuits, Clyde. There's fast food, and then there's KFC.
I was about to pull my boat out when it happened. Normally a guy like this, I figure he gets what he deserves. But maybe I was just feeling generous.
Right now, check out your Metro Detroit Ford dealers' low lease rates and low financing offers. The 2002 F-Series, the truck that always pulls its own weight, and then some.
Well, that sank fast.
Like a rock.
See it at your Metro Detroit Ford dealers.
The UAW and Daimler Chrysler are working smarter together. If we didn't, all our uniquely designed cars, trucks, and minivans would just be really nice parts.
Hey, Mr. Smith.
Do you have any idea what's in those mystery meat nuggets?
Not a clue.
No one does. Try these, Bear. KFC popcorn chicken. All white breast meat, crunchy, juicy.
KFC popcorn chicken is back. Try an individual size for only $1.99 or a family size for only $6.99.
There's fast food, and then there's KFC.
All right, let's get a look at your out-of-town scoreboard now. The Tigers winning the opener of this doubleheader 5-3, lead the nightcap now 2-1. Toronto knocked off the Boston Red Sox 4-1 this afternoon, as Chris Carpenter won for the second time this year. Seattle beaten in 10 by Tampa Bay 4-3. Randy win his 8th homer. Suzuki, Ichiro hit 2 for Seattle. The Yankees romping on Cleveland, got 7 in the second. Soriano with 2 homers in that one. He's got 22 on the year now. Oakland a big lead on Baltimore. Kansas City is leading Anaheim and ruining the Tigers' plans to get out of the basement. Didn't have a lot of time to get into the National League scoreboard because the Tigers have Damian Easley up there at the plate against a new pitcher, Antonio Osuna. And the first pitch to Damian down low for ball 1. And Osuna, one of those players, just like you, Lance, who's not afraid of number 13. He doesn't suffer from trichodecaphobia.
However you say it.
I think that's the way you say it. I'm not sure.
Something like that.
Close enough.
Close enough.
How did you ever come to choose? Oh, Easley rips one out to deep center field toward the flagpole. And this ball is going to bounce over the fence for a ground rule double for the second time in as many days. The Tigers see a ball bounce into that area at the flagpole. That's unreal.
I'd like to know how deep it is out to that corner.
It's supposed to be about 435 feet. And Damian Easley really busted this. And if this stays in the ballpark, he's got at least 3. And again, just like Shane Halder last night, maybe an inside the park home run. That is a blast right there.
I'll tell you what, I've been impressed with his approach tonight. He's hit the ball hard twice. He's walked twice.
Well, The ball bounced back off that. No, that's not the ball from the brick wall. That's another one from out there in right center field. So Easley at second base. Bobby Higginson, the batter. 2-1, Tigers lead in the 8th. Inside ball 1. Now, I was about to ask you. I'm going to do it again because of the result last time I started the question. How did you pick 13?
You know, when I played Little League, the very first year I played Little League, they gave me the number 13. So I had 13 all through Little League. Huh. After that, I just started to identify with it, and I started asking for it, and I had
nobody else wanted it. You know that. So you just kept 13 the rest of your life.
You know, what's interesting is when I had an opportunity to come to Detroit at the big league level, when I was talking to Jim Campbell to negotiate my contract, he was not going to let me have number 13. Because he was superstitious.
So how'd you talk him into it?
Well, we had a pretty good lengthy discussion and turned into a semi-argument over the phone, but he finally gave in.
2-1 on Bobby Higginson. Easily a good leadoff second. And Bobby lifts it in the air to left. In on the ball comes Lee. He'll make the catch. Easily stays put, and Bobby fails to move the runner over. One of those little things in baseball that would be so important over the long haul.
Well, I would have to think that Bobby was thinking about trying to hit the ball to the right side to get him over there. It just obviously didn't work out that way.
Marty Contreras, the pitching coach for the White Sox, headed out to the mound to talk things over with his battery, Osuna and Alomar. Well, those long balls we're talking about, the ground rule doubles. Here's what they've looked like today. I want you to know the Tigers in this series have given a couple rides. Shane Halder, this was last night, blasting one out toward left center. Look at this, bouncing over the fence in that same spot. And then Damian Easley, wham, same spot again. That's unbelievable. 2 ground rule doubles that, if they stay in the yard, are inside the park homers.
Or a good chance for him.
Should have said from the opener, not last night for Halter. Here's Simon now. First pitch swinging, he fouls it out of play. Ripped through the hole, right side, a base hit. Ordonez charges. Easily headed to the plate. Here's the throw. Oh, he's in there. Alomar missed the tag.
What a great maneuver by Damian.
A clever piece of base running by Damian Easley got him in. And Simon alertly moved up to second on the throw to the plate. A clutch RBI single right there, Lance. And how about Damian Easley?
What a great piece of base running that was. We saw him receive the ball on the backside of home plate, and he cut inside, sidestepped him, and was able to get his foot on the plate before he, I don't even think he ever did tag him. Nope.
Nope. Yeah, umpire Jim Wolf had a good look at it, was in perfect position.
Well, it looked like Sandy lost his balance there when he caught the ball. He kind of fell backwards, gave Damian the opportunity to get in there.
So the White Sox are going to make a pitching change with a couple of left-handed hitters, Fick and Pena, coming up. They're going to call on the side armor Kelly Wunsch out of the bullpen, but the Tigers have added a run against Osuna. They lead Chicago 3-1 in the 8th, and during this pitching change, we're going to take a break right here on UPN 50.
Something so big is happening, Tire Man's going to talk about it.
Bell Tire.
But it's our 80th anniversary sale. Don't you have more to say?
Bell Tire.
We're the only place with out-the-door pricing. All the extras are free. Isn't that worth talking about?
Bell Tire.
Right now, our tire manufacturers are giving us the lowest prices of the year, so now customers get the lowest prices of the year. What do you say to that?
Bell Tire.
Don't miss our 80th anniversary sale. Can you say anything else?
Bell Tire.
Cute.
Pizza for Johnson.
When you're hungry for dinner, pizza's for you. When you're hungry for dinner, only Caesars will do. Oh, yes!
Need a summer break? Pick up a large one-topping deep dish pizza plus a refreshing 2-liter bottle of Minute Maid lemonade for only $9.99.
Little Caesars, we love you.
Pizza.
New pitcher, it's Kelly Wunsch. Kelly Wunsch, the side-arming left-hander, to face Robert Fick. And the Tigers have added a run here in the 8th inning after the White Sox had cut the lead in half by scoring in the top of this inning and nearly adding more on Frank Thomas's drive to deep left center field. Robert Fick will step in to face Wunsch first. Wunsch does not throw all that hard, but because of his motion, he's very, very difficult for lefties to pick up.
Well, he's about as unorthodox as they come. He not only throws sidearm, but he seemingly slings the ball sidearm, so he's got to be difficult, especially for left-handers to pick up.
His first pitch bends in there for strike one. Well, that run, that additional run, gives the Tigers some breathing room. Vic can't find it. 2 strikes. Robert hitless here in the nightcap. Hits one to left, and that'll reach the seats, fouling out of play. Robert 1 for 3 in the opener of the doubleheader. The day part of the twin bill.
There's a happy man.
Well, he ought to be. What a nice catch. Says, I still got it. The 0-2 on the way, and that's in the dirt to Robert Fick. Bobby Howry now throwing in the White Sox bullpen.
Do you think there's a greater feeling for anybody to come to the game and catch a foul ball, no matter who it is? I mean, ever since I've been coming to games, no matter who catches a foul ball, it's like they just found a pot of gold.
Base hit. Robert Fick waited on it. Now Simon had to hold up because that was hit on a line. He had to see whether Durham was going to catch the liner, so he will not be able to try to score. He'll stop at third on the base hit by Fick. Runners at the corners. Carlos Pena stepping in, and he's been the hero of the day. Another game-winning RBI this afternoon. And this evening, he's had a single and a triple. So Pena is 4 for 7. And Nardi Contreras is headed to the mound yet again. And you see Wunsch upset at hanging that pitch to Robert Fick. Here's what the Tigers lineup looks like today. You see most of the damage done there in the middle. Easley, Higginson, Simon, and Fick. And Pena, 2 through 5. They've done most of the damage. Easley has scored twice, Higginson once. Higginson with that 2-run homer. Simon with the other RBI. For the White Sox, it's been the top of the order. You see, from Konerko on down, there is absolutely nothing to show for it. Frank Thomas, especially frustrated with a couple of deep fly balls today. But a fruitless doubleheader at Comerica Park. Wunsch to Pena. A sweeping breaking ball that missed outside, ball one. We mentioned it earlier, Pena now hitting .353 as a Tiger. And really getting accustomed to his new surroundings. Said after seeing Comerica Park for the first time that he likes the ballpark, loves the feel of this place. And boy, isn't that music to the ears of Mike Ilitch and company after Juan Gonzalez and a string of others saying it's just too deep, it's too big. Popped up. Now, who's going to get this one? It'll be the shortstop Clayton to put it away. Well, that's a big out. Pena fails to get home the runner from third with less than 2 outs. Shane Halder with a right-hander throwing in the bullpen is not going to get to face a left-hander, or is he? Jerry Manuel into a trot, and the signal's already been made to the bullpen. So another pitching change for the White Sox as they try to stay to within 2 of the Tigers. Wunsch will head to the dugout. The Tigers with a 3-1 lead. And we'll reflect on this one for a while the pitching change is made on UPN 50.
Something so big is happening, Tire Man's going to talk about it.
Bell Tire.
But it's our 80th anniversary sale. Don't you have more to say?
Bell Tire.
We're the only place with out-the-door pricing. All the extras are free. Isn't that worth talking about?
Bell Tire.
Right now, our tire manufacturers are giving us the lowest prices of the year, so now customers get the lowest prices of the year. What do you say to that?
Bell Tire.
Don't miss our 80th anniversary sale. Can you say anything else?
Bell Tire.
Cute.
Ford Explorer has been on top of the world for 11 years running. You don't get there by luck. You do it by constant innovation. Like the unbeatable combination of an expansive cargo area with the easiest folding third-row seat, a first in its class. It's just one more idea that takes us to a place no other SUV comes close to. Namely, first place. Ford Explorer, no boundaries.
New pitcher for the White Sox. Nice crowd at Comerica Park for the second half of this day-night doubleheader. The Tigers with a 3-1 lead. It's the bottom of the 8th. They have runners at first and third with 2 outs. And the right-hander Bobby Howry, who has had a most interesting season, comes on. Howry began this year by throwing for the Tigers down in spring training. A one-time White Sox closer. Bobby Howry convinced Chicago to give him a shot at the big league level. And he's earned a spot and has done a lot of work in that White Sox bullpen. Now check that. He wasn't. It was Bill Seamus who was with the Tigers, not Howry. Seamus was the ex-closer, wasn't he?
You're right.
Okay, scratch everything I just said.
Scratch Howry, it was Seamus.
Bobby Howry is another former closer for the White Sox who has been hurt like Seamus was. It was Seamus who went to Chicago and then signed with them, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't Howry, it was Seamus. My bad.
That's right.
There's ball one down low to Shane Halder. And just remember one thing. Only a mediocre man is always at his best. The 1-0 pitch to Halder. That's awfully close. Ball 2. Well, Bobby Howry was the closer a couple of years ago after Seamus was. He had 28 saves in '99.
You let that one go.
2-1 on Halder. Keith Folk emerged as the closer for the White Sox. Three to 1, the Tigers lead it. We're in the 8th inning. It's chopped foul by Shane Halder. Evens the count at 2-2. more run right here. What do you say, Mr. Parrish?
Well, it would be nice. I know it would make Louis and Mr. McCaddy and everybody on that bench feel a little bit better.
Just have Shane shorten up on that bat a little bit. He lifts it in the air to center. Pretty well hit, but there's a lot of room out there for Lofton to run it down for the final out. So the Tigers will settle for one, and we'll go to the ninth. The Tigers have reestablished their 2-run lead. They're on top of the White Sox 3-1.
They seem like big portobello mushrooms.
They don't really have sharp teeth.
The eye is just kind of...
Stingrays.
Somewhere between swimming with stingrays, parasailing, and the rock wall, it hits you. This is way more than a cruise. See for yourself at RoyalCaribbean.com. Get out there.
The 2002 Ford Taurus SES. With a power moonroof at no extra charge. The personal safety system with airbags that react to you, ABS, and a 5-star safety rating. All this plus great low leasing and financing offers available. So hurry in today to test drive the 2002 Taurus at your Metro Detroit Ford dealers.
Well, it's about time.
I forgot the ketchup. I had to go back.
Yep, there's some of ours. It's 3 a.m. Do you know where your White Castles are?
We only worry because we love them. You.
White Castle. What you crave. Always open, always 45 cents.
You're watching UPN 50, the home of Tiger baseball.
Tonight, following the game, stay tuned for the UPN 50 night side with Harry Hairston and Roxanne Evanita. They'll have highlights of the seniors tournament at TPC and the Thunderfest on the river. Jerry Millen will have all the rest of the sports on UPN 50 night side tonight at 10. Well, the Tigers will turn it over to Oscar Enriquez to try to get the final 3 outs. And the first man he faces will be Kenny Lofton. And the first pitch to Lofton down low for ball 1. Enriquez out of Venezuela is a big fella, 6'6". He is listed at 220. But that may be an estimate on the low side.
I think that's his weight when he graduated from high school. He's a big boy.
Yes, he is. There's a high strike call to Lofton, 2-1. The Tigers looking for a sweep of the twin bill. Ooh, man. Cow. 3 balls and a strike on Kenny Lofton. Oh. Looked like a pretty good pitch right there, didn't it?
Sure did.
Fouled back, and now it's a full count. Enriquez has been in the major leagues prior to this with Houston and with Florida. Florida got him from Houston in a big trade in '97. He walks Lofton to start the 9th inning. So the White Sox now have the tying run coming to the plate. And they'll send up Jose Valentin to bat for Sandy Alomar right here. Jose Valentin, who's always hit the Tigers very well, is a switch hitter who will be up there from the left side against Enriquez.
This is a pretty interesting move right here.
You thought maybe they would wait until Clayton came up next?
Well, you've got Sandy Alamar's hitting 296 on the year.
Popped up. This very playable for Damian Easley. It's a mile high, and Easley stays with it to make the catch. Valentin, the pinch hitter, retired. And now you've got Clayton due up, but Jeff Leeper is going to come out and bat for him. So Leeper will hit for Clayton as Jerry Manuel goes to his bench to try to find somebody with some magic to knock this one up with one swing of the bat. Leeper 2 home runs on the year, 8 runs batted in.
Well, I know Jerry's trying to do whatever he can to salvage this game. He's come under a little bit of scrutiny back in Chicago. Everybody there's expecting this ball club to perform better than it has, and losing 3 games in a row to the Tigers is not going to make things any better for him.
A good curve for strike one. Well, Ken Williams, the general manager, said about a week ago, right around All-Star time, he said it is not Jerry Manuel's fault that this team is under 500. I guess that's a vote of confidence. Ooh. Man, that is some gas right there. 96. He just blew it right past Leeper. Here's another look. Well, this is just good old-fashioned country hardball. And Leeper's late on the swing. Enriquez with the 0-2. Lifted foul and out of play.
Well, I really don't see how you could fault Jerry Manuel. I mean, he has managed this team to a heck of a lot of success. So if he's good enough to manage them when they're successful, I don't see how you can really blame him when a few guys are underachieving and they're not playing the way that they should be.
Leeper takes a high one, 1-2.
And I'm sure Kenny Williams realizes that.
Manuel checking out the rest of that bench, and look at that breaking ball from Enriquez. He froze Leeper, and Leeper just made the U-turn to the dugout. He knew it. Struck him out looking, and the Tigers are 1 out away. Here's another look.
Well, we've seen some pretty good curveballs tonight, and that was definitely one of them. Right at the knees.
Ray Durham, the batter. Oscar Enriquez, who was leading the International League with 17 saves when the Tigers called him up. Fires it right down Woodward for strike one. Now keep in mind he's in there because Juan Acevedo has worked in 3 straight games. So he's getting this evening's game off. That's a little bit high. I thought Enriquez had a save earlier in his career at Florida, but the book says no. Says he does not have a major league save to his credit. Strike 2. Well, this afternoon, Fernando Rodney got his first major league win. And now Oscar Enriquez trying to get his first big league save. He's 1 strike away, and this crowd is sensing a Tigers sweep of the doubleheader. And it would be their first in 9 years if they can get 1 more strike. Ooh, fouled off. Another nasty breaking ball.
That is nasty.
How about Jose Lima?
He's leading the cheers down there.
Yeah, he always is.
You can always count on him to be into these games.
1-2 on Ray Durham. A double for 4 in the ball game. Enriquez pitches.
Ooh!
Oh my goodness, was that close? But you saw the look by Jim Wolf, the home plate umpire. He turned his head to the left, and that means outside, right?
I guess.
Good pitch, though. Here's another look. You be the judge. There's a fly ball out into center field. That should do it. Lombard over. Ball game. The Tigers sweep the doubleheader. The first career save for Oscar Enriquez after earlier today, Fernando Rodney got his first Major League victory. The Tigers win 5-3 in the opener and 3-1 in the nightcap. They sweep the twin bill, and we'll be back to recap it for you in a moment right here on UPN 50.
Tiger Baseball on UPN 50. Brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest out-the-door price or it's free. Bell Tire. Nobody comes close. Nobody's closer. By Comerica. We listen. We understand. We make it work. And by Little Caesars. Home of pizza. Confused about investing? Comerica Securities can simplify the process. They'll help you set goals and develop the best plan to reach them. Comerica Securities, 1-800-292-1300. Member NASD SIPC.
Imagine a resource that's there for you when your schedule has unexpected delays, when your patience is at an end, when deadlines are looming. A resource that saves you time, making life a little easier. That resource is Comerica, with internet and telephone banking, over 500 ATMs and more nearby branches, including many in neighborhood grocery stores. A banking resource you can count on. Because at Comerica, we listen, we understand, we make it work.
It makes a good defense. It's good pitch, but what
The average American family has its share of disagreements.
She wants to get her belly button pierced.
No.
But there is one thing they can all agree on. Ford Focus. It's anything but average. Just ask Car and Driver. They say it's one of the 10 best cars 3 years in a row. With 4 distinct models, Focus has something for everyone, including low leasing and finance offers. The Ford Focus at your Metro Detroit Ford dealers.
I know everything. I'm your dad. Yeah, right.
You're watching UPN 50, the home of Tiger Baseball.
Beautiful day, beautiful evening at Comerica Park. 2 wins for the Tigers today against the White Sox, and the pitching did the trick today, Lance. 5-3 this afternoon, Brian Moeller sharp, and then 3-1 in the nightcap as the Tigers get some more solid pitching against one of the best offensive teams in baseball.
Absolutely, and they have to be having some fun now. It's fun to win ball games. It's fun to beat this ball club. They've played very tough against the Tigers the last few years. But we talked about it earlier. If you get good pitching, you come up with some timely hits. Mike Maroth did a great job tonight. They got some key hits, won the ball game.
So Mike Maroth winds up with his second victory of his big league career. He beats Rocky Biddle, who made his first start of the season. And Oscar Enriquez gets into the save category for the first time in his major league career. He had led the International League, as we mentioned earlier, down in Toledo before the Tigers called him up. Bobby Higginson, the big blow, that 2-run homer in the third. That's the difference in the ball game as the Tigers sweep the twin bill, their first double-header sweep since 1993. Back with more in a moment right here on UPN 50 from Comerica Park.
Tiger Baseball on UPN 50. Brought to you by Little Caesars, home of pizza.
Pizza, love you so. Nothing's fresher than your dough. When we see your goodness rise, puts a sparkle in our eyes. When you're hungry for dinner, pizza's for you.
Need a summer break? Pick up a large one-topping deep dish pizza plus a refreshing 2-liter bottle of Minute Maid lemonade for only $9.99.
Hey, Ray, look at this. Wall-to-wall entertainment.
You want entertainment, Carl? I'll give you entertainment. Look, Carl, I'm a maniac! Let's see their entertainment do this!
It's easier than ever to rent and return movies at Blockbuster because now you can keep movies for even longer, a full week. Choose from hundreds of hot titles and stock up on entertainment by the weekload. Keep your movies for a full week this summer at Blockbuster.
The Ford F-150 has an amazing appetite for power. Which gives it more available torque than Chevy, Dodge, or Toyota.
The Tigers win again 3-1 over the White Sox tonight after winning the opener today 5-3, and The Tigers had a chance to get out of the basement. Unfortunately, the Kansas City Royals would not cooperate. They beat the Anaheim Angels 4-0, so the Tigers remain a half game back of the fourth-place Royals for now. But you're sensing a better feeling around this Tigers ball club. New energy, new life, as Felipe Alou put it just before the All-Star break, and you seem to sense that in wins like this afternoon's and tonight's.
Absolutely, and they won't be in the basement long if they continue to play like they've been playing. They seem like they are energized. Whatever Philippe said about them before the All-Star break certainly seems to be playing true right now. They're playing with a little more energy. They seem to be upbeat. They seem to be having fun, and that's what it takes to be successful.
Well, as Felipe put it, leaving Boston and on the bus to the airport, he said, the train is starting to roll out of the station. Dave Dombrowski is building this franchise, and it's going to start moving. Now you watch. Well, it's starting to move. They've taken 3 in a row from the White Sox after losing the opener of this series. They'll try to make it 4 out of 5 tomorrow, and then we'll be back on the air Monday night here on UPN 50 when the Boston Red Sox come in for the first of 2. Tigers and Red Sox. Felipe Jose Lima will be on the mound as we get one more look at some of the highlights of this great afternoon and evening at Comerica Park. Bobby Higginson with one of the big blows. The Tigers kept Frank Thomas in check again, and they swept a doubleheader. We'll see you Monday night, everybody. For everybody in the truck, Toby Cunningham and Randy Cottish. For Lance Parrish and for Ray Lane, it's Frank Beckman here saying so long from Comerica Park, where the Tigers took a pair from the White Sox. 5-3 and 3-1. Everybody, good night.
Any fries with that?
Allow me. Do you have mashed potatoes?
No.
Coleslaw?
Just fries.
Let's go to KFC.
Only KFC has the Colonel's original recipe chicken. Right now, get 10 pieces and 4 biscuits for just $9.99.
You're sitting on my biscuits, Clyde. There's fast food, and then there's KFC.
The Ford F-150 has an amazing appetite for power. Which gives it more available torque than Chevy, Dodge, or Toyota.
Come on, hon, just tell me what soaps you want. This isn't really my kind of place.
Dad, I told you, lilac.
Lilac? Just use the stuff I got at the hotel.
Dad. That's Nextel, right?
Yes.
And the chamomile, too, and honeysuckle.
How about just some soap-scented soap?
It's that cell phone with the walkie-talkie, right?
Yeah.
So cool.
You should do their commercials.
Commercials? I want to be a serious actress.
Stirs you. Taking here, and now if I had one vote I'd take back, it would be the vote on Elsie Hastings as the only vote